Out of my nap.
All right.
About
Here we are.
30 minutes ago.
What's up, fam? Live.
Oh, we're up. Hello.
We're up live studios in
Did you tell me this?
not Orlando, Florida. Where are we? I'm in New York.
Is that the Nickelodeon show?
Yes. Anyway, welcome to the Smite Update. I am one of your hosts, F. I'm joined here by my other hosts. Say hi, Fads.
Sup?
And we do not have Octane Proski here. Instead, we do have our lovely, the culpable Barraccudda.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're matching today, if you guys didn't know.
Yeah.
I just had to bring it up.
We got our totally white tee on. It was pretty.
Yeah, that 2004 Anatoly swag.
Anyway, guys, what's going on? How's everybody out there in chat today? Anyway, wonderful weekend for the SWC. Fantastic stuff. Congratulations to newcomers Worth Gaming and NA Mainstays. So, we'll get back to that in a little bit. Community news. Any cool stuff going on in the community that you guys are aware of?
Well, one thing I want to point out is Smite Central is now hosting a Siege 4v4 Monday nights.
Yes, we are.
Which means COG is going to end up winning a lot more! After destroying the 3v3 scene with the most nasty thing in the world. Named Jeff Henley, of course.
Jeff Henley?
Are you guys thinking of entering the 4v4? It's going to be Siege map 4v4. That way, it's a way easier game. Instead of a hectic 5-man game, it makes sense.
To answer your question, we've already signed up. We signed up like 2 days ago, dude.
Oh, man. So it's going to be you, Jeff, Andy, and Stealth?
Yep.
I knew it. This is going to be awful.
If there's 3 bans, we're on it.
It's going to have to be 3 bans. Because if Hunbots is allowed, then nobody's going to be happy. Simple as that. Anyway.
Poseidon, our only 2 gods, maybe tier. Not after this patch.
Scylla.
Yeah.
I've seen that Scylla.
Scylla, Agni, pretty much all stealth gods.
And, you know, Geb's going to be great because Jeff will be playing him, and that's about all you need is Jeff Shield. Geb Handle is a real thing, not a joke.
I thought that was hilarious when Dig kept banning Geb, and then, like, we did so awful with him game 1. I was like, wait, why are they banning Geb away from us? Like, we didn't do anything game 1 with it, but alright, that's cool.
They got to get rid of him. If you put him in freaking Jeff's hands, then you're just going to be sad when you think you're killing Barraccudda. It's like, yeah, shields on, crap.
Shields on.
That skin's the best skin in the game. Just because it's changed his voice back from the worst thing ever made into woo.
What are you talking about? You're not content with enemies missing left lane. You don't think that's good?
Greatest. It's like you.
I mean, I'm down with it for like the fun stuff, like I'm the greatest. But when I'm playing support and like enemy support bounced out, my middle lane is pushed up, and I hit VF and I hit VF1, VC2, VR2, and it's like enemy careful middle retreat, and you're like, what are you doing? No, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. Anyway,
so I'm glad.
I'm glad that Geb skin came out too, and also I don't want to be that guy. But I think that I discovered it. Or at least one of the members of my chat did.
Okay, alright, okay, let's take, credit from other people.
Well, no, because here's what happened. My chat was like, I like, retreated or surrendered or something. My chat was making fun of me on first period on, like, Monday or Tuesday. And they were like, yo, why don't you load up the French client? Yeah, haha. And I was like, alright, I will. And I did.
He found Geb.
And there was Geb.
You think you're
Geb was in the front, and I was like, what? And my chat was like, what? And everybody like took screenshots and like twittered it, and we were like, what? And then like 5 minutes later, there was like, the cat's out of the bag. Retweet 27,000 times, and we'll retreat. We'll release him.
I love how you gave them that super southern thing because they're in Georgia.
They're in Atlanta, dude. You gotta have a little bit of draw.
Gotta make sure that you retweet for the skin. My name's Hi-Rez Bart. I wear sandals.
Did you say mandals?
Sandals.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Why?
Anyway,
What is that?
Mandals?
Doesn't sound like a thing.
We'll retreat. Well, I'm gonna retreat.
All right, moving on,
anyway,
please.
so Barraccudda. Besides the obvious of Saturday.
Wait. Before you do that, just so everybody remembers, double XP and free gem weekend.
That's true.
Tomorrow, I think.
The point was to tell them later, so that they stay here and watch, and then we tell them.
It's me and you and Barraccudda's here. They're gonna stay.
They'll stay for Barraccudda. Look at that hair flip. Shouts to Ricky Martin. Anyway.
Ow! Ricky Martin. Okay, I would punch you.
I'll punch him in the next event.
eSports, go right ahead.
eSports. Anyway, no, I was actually going to move away from there real quick. I was going to say, besides the obvious of Saturday, where you guys took home the gold, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
What have you been up to in Smite? What do you guys do during the week in the world of COG?
Yeah, they 3v3.
Yeah, 3v3 every Wednesday, and Omega works till 9:20 Eastern every day, pretty much. So apparently every Smite team besides us has a pretty early bedtime, so we don't get any scrims at all during the week. I think we subbed Matty Pocket in this week and scrim like Down to Frag, but Down to Frag isn't a team anymore or whatever. But yeah, I just play ranked all day, like all of us. Anister doesn't play this game at all. He's still bronze 5. You guys can make fun of him as much as you want. And me, Stealth, and Jeff grind the game pretty much every day, and then Omega plays like 5 games a week.
Okay, because I remember there was a time, once upon a time, where MLC Stealth stopped playing for his team because he stopped playing Smite, and then some rando team, Vicious and Delicious, picked him up. You know, so like
that was like my favorite team. Okay. Let me say this real quick. When the Hi-Rez guys all went to PAX Prime, right? They had me and D Machine cast on a Saturday for them.
Nice.
And Vicious and Delicious, you know, Anister was my favorite player after that day. He legit was my favorite player after that day because he was so good. And then I found out Barraccudda, and I was like, nah, Andy, you're whack.
You know, Andy's just a little too old for me to like. But
all right, chill.
Anyway,
it takes him like 5 hours to get out of his wheelchair and get in the computer chair. So,
Grandpa Andy, wherever you are. Anyway.
Tries. It's been around for a long time, man. Give him some slack.
So I mean, in general, your team doesn't really like grind out. I mean, I know Jeff streams every day, and he's always grinding. He legit loves the game. Shouts to twitch.tv/JeffHinla. And you're always streaming as well, twitch.tv/Barraccudda. You're always streaming and playing. But the other three, you know, not so much?
I mean, Stealth plays pretty often, but Andy never plays. I think he plays more Arena than he does Ranked, and Omega plays more Joust, definitely, than he does Conquest. Like, literally every time we're in COG Dolby, he's talking about how many Jousts he's won, or who he just beat, or... I remember a while back, he was like, yeah, I finally lost my first Joust today. I was like, wow.
Damn. Yeah, he was killing it. I mean, that's how he got... I remember I would stop in on his streams, and he had like 12 viewers when he was like leveling up the account. And I was like, what up, dude? And he's just like, grinding Joust. That's how he got to 30. All Joust, just like, you know, pooping on people that would pick like Geb, you know? Yeah. And he'd just be like, yo, my name is Omega. I play solo lane. You're about to die to my Kali, or whatever the hell he was playing. So.
Dude, his Joust is disgusting. I love watching him because he just destroys everyone whenever he jousts.
You know what's interesting about Joust to me, especially as Omega is a solo lane player, is it's a completely different game from Conquest, and I'm not saying anything, you know, away from that. But like, so some of the tactics, some of like the mind games, the outside of the box tactics that you would play in 1v1 Joust come into play in solo lane in Jousts, you know. So like, I kind of find that interesting that he's so good at Joust and then he plays the solo lane. Do you think it helps him out?
Not directly. Probably some indirect things, but a lot of jousting is, you know, there's no one else on the map. So you can put as much pressure as you want on the tower and be as safe as possible. You never have to ward, obviously. If you see them mid, they're mid. Like, there's no one looping behind you. So I think the general outplaying tactics plays in, but a lot of it, a lot more of Smite is just out, or not really directly outplaying your opponents is like baiting, drawing people's attention over to a certain area, and jousting completely takes that out. So I wouldn't say joust directly helps them, but probably mechanically, yes. But also a lot of the joust gods that you see are not in solo lane. Like, I know Gitsticker grinds Mercury and Kali, and you'll never play against those without. So, or in solo lane, but I think it probably helps him a little bit. But I wish he would play more Conquest.
Let my man live. He does what he does, and he still wins. I'm mad.
Yeah. That's true. You guys did take home the gold, so.
I mean, Aphrodite is a really hard god, right?
I beat Wolfy with Aphrodite. I hope he's in the chat so he can be mad about that one.
Shots fired right away.
It was hilarious. He whispered me, he said, "You will be playing that lame god." I said, "Hey, watch your mouth."
Well, you would be playing that lame god. You play a lot of lame gods, Fats. Anyway, what have you been doing all week in Smite? Just playing some lame gods, or are you doing something productive?
I'm grinding Ullr to Legendary.
Word.
I'm like Master 3 with Ullr.
I like him because he got these hoodies, and that alone sold me on his character. Like, he has 4 different colored hoodies. Next skin he gets, he's gonna have like a me skin. It's gonna be black. I'm buying it. I don't care. I'm down.
I do not sponsor the Fats Ullr skin.
What? Okay, what skin do you want for Ullr? Huh?
What skin do I want for Ullr?
I want him to have like a me skin. Damn it, just give me the skin.
I don't even know, dude. I don't want that. You need an Ares skin, so nobody will play it.
Okay, no one plays him already.
That's what I'm saying.
Yo, okay, let me say this real quick because of yesterday with Anatoly. Yeah. When he picked Ares solo, everybody in the chat's like, "Fats must be so happy.
Yeah,
Ares. Fats must love it so much." You know the last time I played Ares?
Yesterday.
February.
Nah, that's a lie. I saw it yesterday.
February.
Real?
Yes. I played him like once recently because people wanted me to try him in Siege, but I don't play Ares anymore.
Really?
Because he's butt.
Are you sure?
He's only good in certain matches. I'm dead serious. I don't play Ares anymore. That's one of my favorite gods. I don't play him though. So when the chat was like, "Oh look, it's Ares. Your Fats must love this," I was getting so mad.
Damn! All you do is play Siege and win.
You looking at my?
And then the second you leave Siege, you lose like a baby.
You wanna know why? It's because in Siege I can carry. In Conquest I have to rely on somebody else.
7-0 with Ullr, 15-0 with Wukong. Get me out. You play dirty. Your entire board is Ullr, Wukong, Nemesis, tier. That's your entire board. I'm done. I'm not looking at this. You're dirty.
I play Nemesis and tier?
Yeah.
I suck at both of them.
Well, that goes on.
Oh, I know why I picked tier. Because I wanted to finally do the blink tier thing that I always cry about. And I found out it is the nastiest, meanest thing in the world, just like I thought.
Blink tier?
Yes.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's not cool.
It's the entire like so. I mean, I don't know. I saw him come out. He had a big sword. I tried him in the jungle. I said, "This is pretty cool." Then I bought Blink on him, and then I got rank 10. Like Blink so Fearless when people are in their tower is just dirty. It's fun. I like hurting people.
That's the only way tier is good, in my opinion.
Agreed.
With Blink.
Yeah, you need
like,
Blink on
in the jungle role, like you have to force the ganks, and without Blink, like you're ulting in, pretty much.
Yeah, and I think ult in for the Fearless is like a good tactic, but you need the Blink. Like, you just do. It's required. It's required.
I like it. I mean, I was playing casuals with TV, and he said, "All right, I'm gonna get Blink to start on tier, and I'm gonna gank at level 2." And I said, "It's not nice. It's really not nice." Because nobody. Oh, wait a second. Let's ignore all of this because now I'm starting to remember that this is gonna be a big patch. I really want to talk about it.
Yeah, hell yeah. First, we're going to get into a little bit of the right now instead of the next week.
I feel you.
Let's talk a little bit about this old tournament you guys just took over. Cognitive, you won for
Mr. Atlanta.
Your Cognitive won for the second time, right? Second week in a row?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that little smirk. Okay. First of all, forget all the interesting questions. How's that make you feel?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, when we picked up Jeff, I knew we were gonna lose. Like, removing Dare from our team, Dare was a huge part of our team. Like, people don't understand how much high-level supports do unless you're in the game. And in team fights, that's different amounts of peel, that's more pressure on us. Like, someone might be there that couldn't have been there before because Jeff is either used to denial, he's like nervous or whatever. Like, something is going to be different in every team fight. Mid-Harpy is going to be different. They're not going to know where Jeff is going. They're not going to know if he's engaging. Jeff is a very vocal player, but it's just, there's that difference in you having to say something and then reacting to that being said, or just going in and knowing what Jeff is going to do. And because we knew what Dare was going to do in every situation, but I knew that we were going to lose. Like, I just wish that we hadn't lost the snipe because that was really embarrassing. But after that, we got second. We also dig 2-0. I kind of expected that as well. And then we 2-0 dig the next week. I was really hyped about that. And then we 2-1 dig this week. And the game that they won against us was when they cheesed us and got Geb a level 1. Like, they basically like.
I don't think it's cheesing if it works.
I think it's cheese. I think it's cheese.
That's
like cannon rushing someone in StarCraft 2 and saying, "Oh, it works." So this is obviously a good tactic. Or like building 2 barracks outside their base, or 6 pooling someone. Like, if anyone plays StarCraft, anyways.
My man brings up the StarCraft.
If it works, it works. It's like, hey, oh, it works. I don't care.
I mean,
hey, if it works and you can consistently make it work, then yes, I don't think it's cheesing. The fact that you guys walked into 5 people, that was you.
No, I completely agree with you, but like that's not gonna happen again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I think it's cheese.
I would say.
That's like the denial strat of the launch of, or the path to the 200k. Like every single time you played against denial, they're gonna be 5-man roaming until 0-0-0. Like that's just what denial did. And if they didn't beat you in the first minute, or catch someone in the first minute, they weren't going to beat you. Like, that's not disrespecting denial, that's just what happens in the game. And I'm not saying Dignitas is like that at all. Like, Dignitas is honestly 50-50 with us.
Yeah,
like, it's just who's on more that day. Like, Zap will rape me, I'll rape Zap. And, I mean, it just happens. Like, that is completely what the game is right now. Like, we're completely even with Dignitas right now. It's just who's on that day.
Yeah, like who's having the better. I feel you. I think you guys have strengths in different positions, and then you and Zapman obviously are like 2 spearheaded even with each other. I think you guys are very. It's a lot of fun to watch Cog and Dig games. I'll put it that way. Because like, you know, when you watch some of the earlier brackets, you're like, all right, I got my money on 21 minutes. You start betting on minutes because you know who's gonna win. You know what I mean? When you guys come to the finals, it's definitely something to watch. But so the mind frame, you said you were expecting to lose. You know, the mind frame of losing the first couple of weeks. Like, did you come into the 3rd week knowing that you were going to win, and that's all you needed to win a second time in the 4th week, or was it very? Did you guys feel? Oh, basically everybody in the community was like, oh, they're back to square one. They're not the Cog from that. Did you guys feel like that or no? So you guys didn't play like that.
We still got a lot of work to do, definitely. We're not the same powerhouse that we once were. It's just gonna take time to get back to where we were. And also, when we were the powerhouse, all of us came from different teams, and all of those teams got tons of scrims.
Right.
So we were a very practiced, very veteran team in that meta, like in the Zhong Kui meta. We were extremely powerful back then. And once people stopped scrimming us, we didn't adapt. Like, we played the same gods every weekend, and it worked for us for a long time, and then we kind of choked in the launch tournament, obviously. And now, since we can't practice because Omega's not on, we're still kind of stuck in that awkward, like, it's hard to adapt, and we're adapting through ranked. So, going into week 3, I honestly didn't think we were going to win.
Wow, okay.
I mean, we played really well against Snipe in the semifinals, and I actually, Snipe didn't get a kill on us week 3 going into the finals, and we were super hyped about that. And then going into the finals, I was like, Dignitas is Dignitas. Like, they're most likely going to beat us, just because Dana's house is amazing, and we just happened to play extremely well that day. Like, I was on, Jeff was on, Stealth was just going ham on Poseidon. It was ridiculous. Like, everyone was just on that day, and
really was.
It's amazing to be a part of that. Like, just when everyone's calling things and everyone's doing their job and everyone's working together and it's flawless. Like, oh, and another thing, this might be off topic, but I watched Worth Gaming today, and some of their team fights look terrifying. Dude,
don't worry, we're getting.
It's just.
Yeah, I got.
Oh god.
Yeah. So. We'll just round out North America with because so like I said, you guys won last week. That's what we were just talking about, where Cog shut out Smite, and then the fourth week, which was yesterday, you guys also took home the gold. You guys came in first once again over Team Dignitas. You guys were a little more confident. It looked like you were, at least. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in there, but it's just from the way you guys were playing it. It seemed like you were more confident. What kind of thought process were you going in? Not just the final game, but you know, you did face Smite in the semifinals, which, I mean, maybe you can elaborate a little bit more. But they're still competitive. So like, what was your thought process in those two games?
Against Snipe and then against Dig?
Yeah.
Every week we play Snipe, we're extremely confident. I'm confident in, me and Jeff are confident against Aladdin, Incon, and Lane. Stir is confident against Shing. Stealth is confident against Derby. Omega is balls to the wall confident in every matchup. So, the confidence against Snipe has a lot to deal with it. And we brought that to the table yesterday, and we had a few misplays. Shing loves to gank me, and I was lazy, and I got like 3-man rotated on, and I gave first blood, and then Stealth and Andy were right behind them, and we picked up 2 or 3 of them, like, for me, and once that happened, I was like, we're gonna win the game, because if Snipe does something like that, they're not gonna come back. That's just the mindset of Snipe. Like,
very true.
I'm not calling Snipe, I'm not saying they're bad players or anything, but if they're down, most likely they're not gonna come back unless Wolfy's playing tier.
Yeah,
Wolfy's tier is like amazing. Like he can carry a team. He can 1v5. It's disgusting. Like that's how they beat us week 1 as well. Like Wolfy's tier is just next level.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely not the first time I've heard that. The whole, you know, Snipe is an emotional team. What makes Snipe scary and still competitive is when you say they're liable to go on tilt, it sounds like an insult. You know, you get them down early and they're on tilt. But the problem is, the opposite is correct too, right? Would you agree with that? Like, they get a good lead and then they just kind of like, you know, Ally decides whatever, you know, he's playing like Bacchus Hunter or something, and then he goes 7 kills because that's just what happens if you give them an inch. So,
I'm down,
you know,
let's do it.
I mean, that's what happened in the launch tournament against us. Like, they picked the most early game team comp they possibly could have picked, and we played against them like we would have online, and they mopped the floor with us. It was embarrassing. And then we got our confidence. Yeah, we got our confidence in game 2, like as the game went on and on and on, and we started picking up fights, and we were slightly winning the fight in game 2.
Game 2 was so rough.
Yeah, that was.
I remember that.
I thought we were gonna lose, honestly.
You guys were on my stage. I remember you guys.
Yup.
They were losing, and then you were casting it. Yeah. Yep. You were all there, Team B. But like you guys on call were losing it for a while. Then it was like, all right, it's pretty late game. Let's stop losing. And then it was just like whoosh. As soon as they won game 2, game 3 was just terrible for Smite. It was just awful. Because you guys at first were like, all right, we're offline. I don't like the guy sitting next to me. He's kind of ugly. All right, bam. All right, I'll get used to him next game. As soon as you got used to Dare Care looking all short, you're like, all right, we can win.
It's like 4 feet tall.
I mean, to be fair, everybody's 4 feet tall next to Barraccudda. What are you, 7'1", Yao Ming?
No, I'm like 9 feet.
He's not even that tall. He's just that skinny. I didn't know you were so skinny. And people are like, fat, you're not that fat. I'm like, shut up.
So yeah, I mean, you guys, and then against Dig, those are some good games. Like
in the launch room or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Oh, definitely.
I still like the games yesterday.
Game 1, I honestly thought we could have a comeback, but they played too well for us. Honestly, Game 1, like they got a lead and they just carried it the rest of the game, and we did not have a team that plays well from behind. So I don't know. We tried our hardest Game 1, and it just wasn't good enough. And like, you can't let Zapman get ahead.
Very true.
You really can't.
His over-aggressive playstyle is amazing. Like, if he gets ahead, he's jumping on you every wave. That's pressure on you every wave. And it doesn't matter if his jungler's there. It doesn't matter if his jungler's there. It doesn't even matter if my jungler's there. He's going to be jumping on me. And that's just pressure. And if he's ahead, he can honestly make the plays. Like, Zapman's an extremely scary hunter to play against. Like, and he got first blood. He got level 2 off his blue buff, and I reset our blue buff because I was scared, and that was just game over from the very beginning. That's why I was so, I guess, like, saying that they cheesed us, because like people don't really realize how much that impacts everyone in the game if they get first blood. Like, they get their blue buff, we can't contest their blue buff, and then he's level 2, so he can honestly steal my blue buff, kill us, because I'm going to be level 1, because I can't do mid-hard because I have to do blue buff.
And you only have like one. The difference between 1 and 2 and 3, it's so because you only have one ability.
Yeah, and Uller has 4. Yeah, it's kind of terrifying when he's going to burst me for 400 and I'm getting wailed by my own blue buff. I'm like, this is awful.
You're 100% right.
Into
like,
arrow, into hail of arrows, into death.
Yeah, Uller has 4 abilities. You kind of forget, well...
That's my boy.
You don't forget about it, but like the number makes it seem so hilarious. Like, you know, 1 ability versus 2. 4? Homie is 4? Yeah, that's rough.
Okay, you know what? He doesn't have an ult, okay?
Balanced. Sorry, I had to say
so balanced. He is. Tier's balanced.
I gotta do the Drake hand. I gotta do the Drake hand. Anyway.
Okay, Hell is balanced. There you go. Bam.
Hell's kind of balanced. I think Hell's balanced.
See? Dark and light. Balanced.
Get out. Anyway. I mean, outside of that, then you guys wound up winning. You know, so that's gotta feel good. You guys feel... I mean, obviously, you know, like you said, you need more work. That's, you know... I guess professionals never confident or comfortable with how they're playing. But, like, do you guys feel... You guys are playing and looking from an outside perspective. It just looks... Week 4 looked a lot different from Week 1.
Definitely, because we lost to Snipe week 1, and
that
was our first time losing to Snipe online.
Yeah,
that's like
ever
when that exactly ever. When that happens, you're like, did we really just lose to Snipe? Like, no disrespect to Snipe at all. It's just we never lost.
You continued to win against them, and then you finally lost.
Yeah, because it's just like it's like you're running into a wall, and you're just like, what? Like, we just lost to... That's... Like, we're just so awestruck. Like, you expect to lose, and then it actually happens, and... It's just... It's an awful feeling, to be honest.
Okay.
And that's what happens. But, going back to what you were saying about Week 4, we're a lot more confident now. I'm a lot more confident with Jeff and Lane. We play so much better now than we have before. It's just amazing. I know what he's gonna do. He knows what I'm gonna do. It's flawless now. I'm excited. Like, we still have a lot to work on in team fights, but our laning phase has gotten exponentially better than it was before. And I'm so excited to keep playing with Jeff. And his positive attitude brings so much to the team. Like,
I was just gonna ask about that.
Not to throw Darrow under the bus, but he was a negative person, and that brought us down. That is the main reason we dropped him. A lot of people don't know that, but that was the reason we dropped him, is we just couldn't handle it. Annister doesn't play well when there's a negative attitude on the team. We had to keep Andy positive, and if he's not positive, he's not making shot calls, we're not making plays, we're not being invasive, we're playing defensive, we're playing reactive. And if you're playing reactive, you're losing. And that all stems off of a bad attitude. And you just can't have that on a team game. And that's why we... I saw Annenster said in chat. That's why we had to replace Dare, honestly. I mean, I love Dare. He's one of the best wards in the game. I love him as a person, but in game, he brought too much negative tension to the team.
I feel you on that. You know, that's.
Jeff just brings so much more positive energy. Like it's like sunshine and butterflies, like the entire
That's
game.
Awful. I can never do that.
No, I mean, Jeff and I are really good friends. You know, he's local to me. We're really good friends, and like Jeff was one of the first like streamers I watched when I started getting into competitive Smite, and it was like 20 people watching this guy play support because he wasn't like jungle or hunter. And I was like, let me check this dude out, and he's like, oh, that's unfortunate. They 1v4'd my team. Oh boy, like, and I'm like, what a tool. And then I'm watching, I'm like, but they're winning because he's not like being a keyboard warrior. He's like, exactly. Nah, shut up. It's all good. Stop bitching at solo lane, Ra. You're gonna be fine. Just stick it out. I'll come gank. We'll be fine. And then 40 minutes later, he's got the victory, and his whole team's like, well, thanks, Jeff. You're such a nice guy. Be my friend. Like. And it's
That's
totally
awful.
It's something that I've been talking about for a long time. Like,
yeah,
I mean, Michael Jordan's the exception, right? Like Michael Jordan was the biggest winner, but like he was a huge ass, and that was a thing with Michael Jordan. And like you look at other people, like in sports, eSports, etc. And like the positive attitude helps so much. Like. And you can tell in your gameplay, like you guys don't slide. And I feel like that's something that, like, obviously you didn't lose much because of it, but a lot of your blowout games were less blowout because things happened and then you started to slide and then, like, stole the game last season. You know, now you guys don't really have that anymore, and it's exciting. I've always been a fan of COG because I just liked the way Annenster and you play together. I know Hunter and Jungle isn't something that like most viewers like think of playing together, but a Hunter and Jungle are very connected, and I like watching you two do what you do. So I'm excited.
Also, on top of what you're saying, we're the two shot callers for the team.
Yeah.
So Andy's calling objectives, I'm calling targets in team fights, and our teamwork together is just flawless. I love Andy. I love playing with him. Like, when he's on, there's no one that can beat us. And that's why the positive attitude... Exactly. Like, his Boombots, his Tyr, his Freya. Like, there's just so many gods that he's amazing on. Like, you can't ban him out. He's just too good.
And he looks like Thor.
Exactly. Dude, he's got muscles. I saw a wrestling picture of him. The dude's, like, jacked. I mean, he's not jacked anymore because he's an old man. He used to.
What is he, like, super feather bantamweight?
Well, he wrestles other grandpas at the nursing home. I mean, it's not really...
Ouch.
In between shuffleboard sessions, Grandpa Annenster comes through.
He hits on a few grandmas and they wrestle together. It's adorable. But,
yeah, right before Wheel of Fortune comes on, they all get... We're really just like taking shots at Andy. Can we chill? It's my boy. I don't like this. This is awful.
Annenster was one of the more I don't know. I had a blast when I met Andy down south at the launch tournament. I think he's a really swell guy. But enough of the. We know you won. We know you're happy. Good job for you. Give it up for Barraccudda. Now let's cut it and talk about what happened today, can we? Because I've been talking about it since week 1. Worth behavior. Like
worth behavior. Really?
Worth behavior.
Really?
Worth Gaming came out. And I want to preface this with a big, can't say it, with a big punch in the face to all you people out there that like to cry about brackets, alright? Worth Gaming never won a weekly before. They didn't walk through, but they fought through TSM and Cloud9 to come in first place. I mean, so, all you people out there...
Let me cut you off, because...
Please, I'm gonna get too passionate. Please, cut me off.
Simple as this. You complained about seeding, saying that other teams had an easier time. Because you're used to losing to the top 2 teams. Worth Gaming beat the top 2 teams, and yet they're not deserving of their seeding. Stop being ass at the game.
See, I wasn't saying that, but Fats did. So.
I'm gonna say it.
That's why
if you're complaining about how you seed, then take a week
off.
Wait,
Fats, we need to chill. What'd you say, Barraccudda?
I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
I didn't hear anything either.
I know you didn't hear anything, Fats. That's why I'm giggling.
I like it, Barraccudda. We're friends.
We're bros.
That's adorable. Anyway, so a big synopsis of it was TSM wound up beating SK, and then surprise to a lot of people, Worth Gaming came out and beat TSM. And they beat Cloud9. We'll get to that too. I5 fell to Cloud9 as well in the semifinals. I5, number of people have been rooting for them lately. They actually wound up losing to TSM in the third place match. I5 is a really good team, but I think that they play scared against TSM, and you see it. And I feel like they have this like Hollywood sensation with Cloud9 TSM.
Well, it's like playing Scud against Dignitas. You just can't do it. Like, they're just going to take everything from you.
I agree.
And Worth does not play scared at all. Like, all of them fall to the wall the entire game. Like, they're amazing to watch. Their team fights are incredible. They're just scary.
They're a treat.
Like, their team fights today were flawless. I mean, obviously, they did lose a few. Some went in another way. But Shaggy carries, Coronio carries. Like, they're just destroying team fights. It's just... if they play like they did today, they're going to be #1 seed for a while. Or, like, coming in first for a while.
Shaggy Shank.
Yeah.
Shaggy.
That guy.
Shaggy Shank is... I think Shaggy Shank is Season 2's, or just Europe's Barraccudda.
Barraccudda, yeah.
Like, a lot of people talk about how you kind of came out of nowhere, Barra.
And where you like the hunter of the year.
And like Shaggy
Shank. Freaking Shaggy from Scooby-Doo comes out of nowhere like, Zoinks, I guess I'm gonna kill you with Artemis. Oh, whoa, that was Scooby. Whoa. Don't do that again. Disrespectful.
Sounded too good. No, I know.
Yeah, you sound like a dog.
Yo, I love dogs. I love dogs. But Shaggy Shank came out of nowhere, and like, EU is... Smek and Young Bay are very good. Smek and Young Bay are very good. But EU's strengths lie in their solo laners, traditionally. When we hear NA, we think Barraccudda and Zapman, and, without starting World War 17... NA kind of has the stronger hunters, EU has the stronger solo laners, in general, largely speaking. So to see
Who
Shaggy
has the better
Shank,
mids?
That's tough, honestly.
I just wanted to ask.
I mean, you have MLC, which previous undisputed best mid in the world. I think he's still very good, but I think there's, you got other people in the conversation. You got Saya, and I don't know.
I would say that depends on the god they're playing.
Very true.
Honestly.
I mean, that's how it always is. It's matchup dependent on everything.
Well, I mean, like, not matchup dependent, god dependent. Like, Stealth on Poseidon is better than every other Poseidon in the game. And his Agni is also terrifying, but I think Best has a better Scylla. I know Stealth is going to hate me for that.
Nah, he does. He does.
But Best has a better Scylla. I'm not that sure on the European mids. I don't focus that much on the mids. I focus a lot more on the hunters and team fights. So I watch the hunter, I watch their positioning, yada yada yada. But I think mids depend on God.
Yeah.
As far as NA goes, anyways.
Yeah, for EU you have like Sayo on Isis, Captain Twig on a lot of stuff. Captain Twig's Poseidon is kind of scary. Shouts to Captain Twig. I feel so sorry every day that like SK is stuck. But Captain Twig is still doing it. I still think he's one of the better guys. But
I don't mean to disrespect SK, but what happened to them?
I mean, that's the question we're all asking, dude. SK, they lost NQ. They lost NQ. Like, honestly, they lost NQ. I think that the proxy QQ... so, SK is Reels, Captain Twig, and Badger, right? And then their solo laner is now Maniac out of Portugal, and their jungler is Zeros, who is sort of just an EU ranked monster. NQ is amazing, And that loss really screwed up the team. I think Captain Twig is very good, and Reels is a very solid role player. What I mean by that is he's not going to be your star Barraccudda, Zapman, Shaggy Shank, but when everything is working out, he does exactly what he needs to do. He winds up 4-3 with 6,000 tower damage. You know what I mean? Like, he's a hunter. He's good. He's definitely professional material. He just isn't the star, which is totally fine, especially when you have an NQ on your team. NQ became C9. NQ Maniac, although very good, is not NQ. Such is the story of SK Gaming.
Huh? You're a big fan of NQ.
I think NQ is phenomenal.
I love NQ too.
NQ is phenomenal.
Back when he was
breakfast with NQ.
Back when he was on like the path to 200K, I was like, this guy's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I would just watch his tier, and it would remind me of Wolfy, like, because Wolfy's tier is. I think Wolfy has the best tier in the game. I know Andy's gonna hate me for
Wednesday,
that, but... Yeah, I know.
3 days! I feel like the girl from the ring.
They just banned Wolfy and Devios from the entire game. I feel really bad for them.
Oh my god. Entire game.
Very true. No, I mean, I always, that was always my, like, you know, your like dream, like, that can't happen in your... I always wanted to see the NQ Wolfy tier.
Dream
tier.
matchup?
Like, that'd be insane. Because I always, like, one week I'd be like, nah, NQ's ass, look at Wolfy. And then the next week you're like, damn, where's Wolfy? NQ's the bomb. So, like, yeah, they were nasty. But I think the loss of NQ really hurt SK for also outside of the game. NQ is like a really solid dude to be around, and like, I don't think SK ever had a problem with BM at all. I think they have a very good culture, but NQ is just that guy that, like, no, you're not trashing on your teammates, but like, you screw up and you're like, damn, and NQ's like, do not worry, I'm going to get the bacon. You know, like, it doesn't matter because he's NQ, right?
Bacon?
You lose that, and then all of a sudden, like, it's
funniest
a big
thing
deal.
in the world. You got the bacon? Free riffle? What is this? That was the funniest thing.
So I think, you know, that's what happened to SK, and I mean, Maniac is good. I know that. I've seen him play his stream. He does stream a little bit. And Zeros hasn't shown me anything attractive in these qualifying weeks. So
does he look like he's not confident, or is it teamwork oriented?
It's kind of confidence and raw mechanics. He just doesn't seem as good as everybody else, which, sorry, dude, but like, that's, you know, we just call it how we see it. It just doesn't seem on the same level as somebody like, you know, Proxy, and Proxy wasn't exactly Hall of Fame status. So I think that's kind of rough for SK to deal with. And, you know, I think we'll see another roster swap before SK Gaming is completely done.
I think also with SK, Proxy brought a lot of confidence to the team.
Yes.
When I would watch his playstyle, his Bastet and his Freya look like just other gods. Like, if that makes sense. Like, his Freya did not look like he was playing Frey. He looked like he was playing, like, tier. Like, that aggression. And his Bastet was just constant aggression everywhere. Like, he didn't look like an NA Bastet. Like, NA Bastets are a lot more passive. EU Bastets, a couple weeks ago, were just crazy aggressive. And that's why I loved watching Proxy, because he was just full aggression. Like, he played Freya he was just running around. He wasn't even farming. He was just lifting and going for kills.
Yeah.
And that's why he was just so fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, one of my things about Proxy that I always liked, and it's one of my more favored talking points, is that, like, Proxy's playstyle was better than his actual play, and that brought his play up. Like, I don't think Proxy was the world's greatest jungler, but the way he played, what you just mentioned, made him a lot better than he actually was, and, like, that's, I mean, it's all part of his play, so that's, like, the elevation, but, like, the breakdown of it is a lot different than just, Andy's really good at pressing his buttons. You know, I think Proxy wasn't as good at pressing his buttons, the mindset, and what he did made him nasty, and, like...
That's also why he wasn't as good playing from behind.
Yes.
Like, that... It's also, not to say anything about Zap, but that's also Zap's playstyle. He is not as good from behind. Just because he has the super aggressive, the entire game playstyle. And if you take someone out of their playstyle, if you take someone out of their comfort zone, they're not going to play as well.
Yeah.
And that's like watching Proxy when he would be like 0-3, he's still not farming. He's still looking for ganks. And if his ganks aren't working because his levels are behind, his items are behind, you're not going to have the same damage output as you normally do.
Very true. And, you know, I think part of the thing is with Zapman, his team will fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Proxy Proxy doesn't always have that. Because, like I said, you know, Reels wasn't the star. You know, Captain Twig was good, but, you know, you need a little more of that. So, I think that's, you know, SK is still, I think they still have a lot of talent. They need a superstar, or they need Captain Twig to play like a superstar. Because I think Captain Twig is very good. He's just kind of sheepish. And
I think he's the only pro player that can play Ao Kuang.
I
know Zel's gonna hate me for that, but his Ao Kuang.
They just fight.
Ao Kuang is the best. Yeah, Ao Kuang is the best mage in the game if you hit all of your cooldowns. That's also why he's the worst mage in the game, because his cooldowns are so hard to hit.
With that World of Warcraft flow, like not let them go. Yeah, no, I mean, like, we see, you know, the top tier mids drop a NATO and sit, and like that's not, you know, I don't know. Captain Twig does play it differently. You're 100% right. But that's my diagnosis for SK. Take it as you will. I think SK has a solid roster. I think Reels can do his thing. I think Captain Twig is very good, and you know, I just want a little bit more. Badger can do his thing as well. I just want a little. You know, they need something. Either Captain Twig needs to step up, or they need to find a Shaggy Shank. They need to find a Barraccudda. They need to, not a hunter per se. They just need a superstar. I think it's a 5-person game. Right.
Well, that's why
superstar.
That's why I guess, like you're saying, the superstar players bring so much to the table. When Zap's on, his team's not going to lose. When I'm on, my team's not going to lose. Like, you have to have someone with that carry potential on your team. And if everyone's just a really good player, everyone has to be on. Everyone has to be 100% because they don't have the superstar potential. I think Captain Twig honestly has that. Like, Captain Twig is just amazing. He's also extremely strong on LAN, and I don't know. I haven't watched any of SK's games, but I don't know. I honestly miss seeing Captain Twig. Like, Captain Twig and NQ, like, they were my favorite two on SK, and I loved SK back when before the launch tournament. They were my favorite European team, and I kind of miss them.
Yeah, I really feel you on that, but Where's Gaming is just so interesting. You know, little summary, and then I want. Did you watch it all, Fats?
I watched the beginning rounds before I had to go do things to get ready for my trip.
All right. Oh, your trip? Where you going?
I got vacation.
Ooh! Vacation? You can't see the vacation dance. I'm doing like the hula. Where you going?
The vacation dance?
Where you going?
Going to Pennsylvania.
You going to Amish country?
Yeah, I'm going to hang out with the Amish because that sounds like a perfect vacation for me.
I went to Amish country on vacation as a kid. You shut up.
Oh, no wonder you turned out the way you turned out.
Surrounded by electronics, maybe.
Yeah, he's like, oh, never going to churn my own butter again. That ruined his life.
Oh, slayed me completely. But now, where you going?
Since we've spoken about eSports,
what are you doing?
As I always do. No. I gave you your interview with the player. I always give you an interview with the player. I just want to ask one thing because the patch is coming out, and I won't be around to test things on Wednesday, and the PTS is just being Yanis all day, every day.
I'll text
Shout out
you.
to me yesterday.
I'll just text you all day.
Okay. All right. Shut up. Simple question. For Mr. Barraccudda. I already asked you this, but I have to ask you in front of people.
Yeah.
Draining Blade, no penetration, okay? Malice, 2900, okay?
I will never like Malice.
Malice is not for Hunter anyway. Dev's Gloves. What are you going to be building on Wednesday? What are you going to build next weekend?
I am going to be doing the cookie cutter, what everyone's been doing, the Death Toll Dev's Glove start. Probably, it depends on the lane. If I might go Death Toll Dev Gloves, get an early sprint too, if they have like a slow, like Wukong or Cupid, and then go from Devourer's Gloves straight into Executioner. If I feel like I need the movement speed, I'll probably go Devourer's Gloves into Warrior Tabai, but I probably won't get Draining Blade or Aussie anymore. I'll have to find my attack speed elsewhere, and because of that, I'll probably get Kin Size a lot more often because I took attack speed off of Rage as well. And that really shut down my build because I was the one that brought the full crit build, full crit early into, I guess, the meta, and they kind of shut that down completely by taking attack speed off of Rage. So I'm probably going to go, to answer your question, I'll probably go Dust Toll, Devourer's Gloves, Executioner or Boots, and then Executioner or Boots after that. And if they have a tanky lineup, I'll go Kin Size. If they have a squishy lineup, I'll probably go Rage still, and then get Kin Size or Rage after that, whichever one I didn't get, and then finish off with Deathbringer.
So, where's Heartseeker going to go?
I don't know.
So I think this might be more than just a get rid of Draining Blade patch. It's more of a, we're sick of Heartseeker, let's do other things. And with that comes maybe a change to the meta where you don't have to let your hunter solo so much so he can farm up his Heartseeker. You can just kill each other because Death Glove stacks stay there, so who cares? Fight all the time. I'm down for it.
Honestly, I think in the straight matchup, the person with Devourer's Gloves would win early and mid stages of the game. The physical power going into late game would be better on someone who went like Heartseeker into Bloodforge, because you still need lifesteal. But, or not Bloodforge, directly after Heartseeker, obviously, just later in the build. But if you go Heartseeker now, because Draining Blade is so weak, you're going to be missing out a lot of lifesteal versus the person that goes Death Toll Devourer's Gloves. So I think for the sake of laning phase, I think you're pretty much forced to go Devourer's Gloves now.
Right.
We'll see though. I'm going to be doing a lot of testing before this Saturday and seeing what build I like and what build fits me. We might see some double stacking with Devourer's Gloves and Heartseeker. I doubt it though, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably just stick with Death Toll Devourer's Gloves unless I feel like I really need the movement speed in lane. And
I think the Dev's Glove start will be pretty good. I mean, that's what I've been thinking of doing is Death Toll Dev's Gloves, one potion, because it's essentially a Heartseeker start, but with a lot more lifesteal than movement speed and damage. Sure, you won't kill anybody outright, but come a little engagement, you'll survive.
Something interesting to note with the change to all this, like, yeah, whereas Heartseeker, the average hunter build is going to go down in power.
Yeah.
I haven't done that. I can't give you the. I guarantee you, Kret's gonna show up in 30 seconds and be like, actually, they're losing 37.6. Yeah, like that's So I don't know the number, but the damage output in general from hunters is gonna go down.
No, maybe not in general, yes, but if you're Apollo with Executioner,
I think it depends on.
Go ahead.
It depends on other people's builds. Because crit is being nerfed, you can get away with building more HP now. And because people are going to get earlier penetration because execution is so strong, physical defense is going to be weaker now. So it's kind of an awkward toss-up now because before every hunter would go straight crit. They would be doing my build essentially with the Rage Deathbringer. I used to go freaking Death Toll Heartseeker into Deathbringer.
Yeah.
And they nerfed that, sadly. So I couldn't do that anymore. But it's an awkward matchup. Because people are going to get penetration earlier, the support is going to be taking more damage, but the carry is going to be taking less, if that makes sense. Because you're no longer going to be critting the tank for 160. You're going to be auto-attacking him for a steady like 100 to 120. So over time, you're going to be doing more damage to the support, but your damage, your straight up burst going into the mid to late stage of the game, not full late game, but in that stage, it's going to be a little bit behind because you won't have the Rage and Deathbringer. You will have Executioner now, and if someone goes Rage, their damage is going to be slightly lower because of the attack speed from Rage is taken off. So it's very awkward now for Hunters. It's going to be completely different. I think it's going to be going back to when Kinsize had lifesteal on it. You're going to be seeing those damage numbers again.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Who's the numbers guy on your team? What does everybody?
No one.
Okay.
We have no Bon Pon on our team.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no.
Just wait for Crunch to say it on Twitter. There you go.
No, we have no one that crunches numbers. We do whatever build feels good.
Okay.
I like that. You guys speak with your heart.
Yeah, we play the heart of the cards, pretty much.
What? I'm down. I'm so down. Which one of you is Joey Wheeler? Because you look like Joey to me.
So now my entire view of cognitive gaming has just changed with that. I always thought you guys are like the cool guys, like, yeah, good job, bro, with the butt slaps. Now I know you guys are like, haha, he activated my trap card. I got him. Like, that's the real cognitive gaming.
Yeah, we're the nerds.
I think Barraccudda is definitely Joey. It makes a lot more sense. And then Jeff Henley could be Pegasus because I want him to be Pegasus. It just sounds hilarious, and it is. So he's Pegasus.
Ridiculous.
Actually, no. Joey is Omega, obviously. What am I talking about? That makes even more sense.
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore.
Exactly, because I had no friends, so I'm telling you the story of my life.
So it's basically just Fats talking about Yu-Gi-Oh right now, right? Because I don't know what's going on. Like...
Egypt, bro, Egypt. It's a thing.
Oh, okay. Man. Anyway, so are you getting out of here? Or are you sticking around, Barraccudda?
I'm probably gonna get out of here. Me and my girlfriend got somewhere to go, so.
Oh, that's cute. Anything good? You taking her out someplace nice?
No, I'm taking her out to McDonald's. You know.
Yeah.
Pro gamer salary. I'm taking her out, so McDonald's.
There you go. But at least she gets a value meal, right? No dollar menu.
No, she just gets a drink. I get the meal. She just gets the water. I mean, we.
Damn! Can I get a cup of water?
Get a cup of water. No ice. No. I said no ice.
Ice costs a little bit extra.
Damn. I'm not paying out 3 cents for you. You're on your own.
Anyway, thank you so much for sticking around. Once again, congratulations on your win. Well earned. 2nd week in a row. Give a round of applause for Barraccudda. So thanks for sticking around. And you got anything you wanna plug?
I would love to thank Cog, thank Matty Pocket, thank David Fry, my teammates, obviously, Luke Create for sponsoring us. Like, the entire organization and my team are just amazing people, and I love them. I know we don't have the greatest reputation in the community, but if everyone knew who we were, they would love us all. Like, they're a bunch of amazing guys. I love Maddie. I love the entire organization.
I'm going to create a YouTube series, Behind the Faces of Cog.
Behind the BM.
Behind the BM!
Done. Minted.
I'm saving that.
It's going to press.
I'm tweeting that. That was godlike.
Alright, I love you guys. I'm heading out.
Thank you again. I'll catch you later, bud. So that was that. That was Barraccudda.
Behind the BM.
Behind the BM. I really like that. You know, that's something really cool that I really like. How do I hang up on this? How do I hang up on?
Oh, we do it on. Okay. All right.
Hello. You ready?
What up, bro?
Oh yeah, I'm good. What's up?
That's Wolfy. Hold on. I'm gonna talk about Cog for a second. You ain't got no camera, by the way. It's just you in like your prom picture.
Your cool suit from like 4 years ago.
It's like your prom picture. Homie's like,
my man's is at prom like, hey, yo, I'm feeling myself. Yup, keeping this picture for life.
Yo, honestly, it's godlike if you just leave it like that, but you can bring up your face if you want.
You look as pissed as you feel.
I was 15 in that picture, dude.
Damn. You like a grown man, bro.
Anyway, one thing I really wanted to say before we got into Wolfy, I just wanted to fix that. The thing was that it's really what Barraccudda said was totally true. Like, Cog, I don't know if Cog still has a bad rap. I don't think that that's necessarily true that Cog still has a bad rap, but regardless, those dudes are totally, except for Omega, those dudes are not what you expect.
Chill.
Like,
don't disrespect my man.
Omega's totally Omega, and
that's why I love him.
Exactly. I think like me and Omega have a mutual understanding. Before I was doing anything with the community, I would go on his AMAs and be like, "Thanks for being an ass." No, seriously, the scene needs it. Like, so that. But like, honestly, MLC Stealth is the Lost Jonas brother. Barraccudda's one of the most. He's like one of the most polite people around. Anister is very well spoken and speaks carefully. He never Anister's the dude that doesn't say or Everything is calculated, and he says things when he wants to, and they're soft spoken, and it is what it they're very. And now they have Jeff, and I mean. Jeff Handler, man. Jeff Handler. Actually, first of all, twitch.tv/Barraccudda. It's just like he spells his name, right?
Barraccudda.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Go ahead and visit Barraccudda's stream. Go ahead and give him a follow. Thanks again for showing up on our show. Thank you, Derpy. Oh my god, her name is Derpy Bear, for real. Thank you, Derpy Bear, for lending your man to us for an hour. I appreciate it.
Oh, look, NQ's here. Mad late.
Where's NQ? And so now we have our Sixth Man of the Year, Wolfy. Sixth Man of the Year, Wolfy, right here. This is like my favorite. Wolfy is really the Smite Update sixth man. Like when something happens and somebody's MIA, Wolfy just blows up my phone. Yo, what are you doing tonight?
Even when nobody's MIA, he just wants to be on the damn show.
Wolfy had no idea nobody was MIA today, and homie just sent me mad messages.
My man's tweeted me on Thursday, right after patch notes. Fats, I got so much to say on Sunday. I'm like, God damn, okay.
Wolfy needs to. We need to get Wolfy. We need to figure something out. There's a lot of airtime for stuff going on. So.
He can just be patch notes with Wolfy. He's like, all right, okay.
Replace Bart. Put Wolfy.
They took Tier out of the game.
So actually, let's.
Yeah, they took the keyboard. You see this lovely button right here. Just press delete. Like it was just right there.
The one way to mimic Wolfy is just say, "All right, okay, all right." Just starts mad calm, and then he's like, "What?" He's just mad. Calm anger. That's what it is. Calm anger with Smite Wolfy. Snipe Wolfy. Smite Wolfy. I don't know what your name is, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk patch notes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 6:12 on the East Coast, the only time that matters aside from England time. Let's talk about the Warriors balance, updates, and fixes patch. And that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the Warriors come out to play or go the hell away patch, because it's one or the other.
What?
It's one or the other. Either they're showing up, Hercules, or they're going away, everybody else.
I like Hercules.
Simple as that. Alright. I'm going to just read the beginning. I'm going to read each one. Wolfy, feel free to say whatever the hell you want as long as kids can listen to it. I'm going to skip Tier, obviously, because that's a half-an-hour show itself. Chalk. Attack speed per level reduced from 1.42.
Yo, can you link Smite notes? Can you link pack notes?
It's in the thing. It's in the document.
I don't click on that.
Oh, in the chat. Oh, it's right there. Yeah, they got that.
Alright, there we go. Now I got patch notes. Keep going.
Alright, cool. So, scroll down to your patch notes. Follow. Turn to page 3 as we begin this discussion.
Sorry, Teach. I forgot my book.
Get out of my class.
Alright, so Chalk. Attack speed. Professor Fats.
Alright, attack speed reduced from 1.42 per level to just a flat 1. His in-hand reduced from 2.25 to 2.1. Not too big on Chalk. The problem there is, I'm just going to go straight to the rest of his instead of going down through everything. His Rain Dance no longer does an attack speed debuff. Wolfy, what does this say for Chalk in the solo lane?
Honestly, it does almost nothing to him. The only problem is that I feel like they took out something that made him different from the other characters. He was the bruiser you didn't want to box because he slowed your attack speed. I honestly think they took it off because it was bugged, and it worked on towers, phoenixes, fire giant, and everything else.
Wait, it did?
It works on towers, phoenixes, fire giant, gold fury, titan, and it stacks on top of each other. So if you threw the axe on the floor and then used it and you were inside it, the slow not only stacks, but the attack speed debuff stacks.
It wasn't supposed to stack, but it was stacking?
No, the stacking part works. It wasn't supposed to work on towers and objectives. It wasn't supposed to work on towers and objectives, basically. You literally slowed towers.
Alright, well, now that I know this, I'm playing a little bit of chalk tonight before I leave. Well, I got some time on my hands.
3 days.
Have me some good times with that. I did not know that crap. Moving on. Guan Yu, attack speed per level reduced from 1.9 to 0.9. Really gross. He already hits slow as hell. And his in-hand power down from 2.25 to a flat 2. Scrolling down, see what else got changed for him. Talu Assault. This was crazy to me. Because after playing Guan Yu forever, this is just nuts to me. This ability no longer provides Guan Yu with a protection buff per hit. Wolfy.
He's not even in the game anymore. he was barely being picked before, but now they were just like, we don't, like, since they released Dynasty Warriors on the PC, they were like, we just not in the game anymore. That's it. We're done.
Guan Yu left. He got another gig. He's got to go play Dynasty Warriors.
I swear, it's like Hi-Rez just got like, it must have got sued by Koei or something. Like it's just they had to get rid of him.
You're good at your game. Get rid of him. Right. Whatever. Done. GG. Pooped on. All right. Guan is apparently gone. So will this affect him in support as well? Yeah. I think they did it to get rid of his support ability.
Yeah, he can't support anymore. Like
he could barely support in the first place.
To be honest, to be 100% honest, the character has one of the best anti-carry kits in the game.
Yeah,
and it's the most balanced anti-carry kit in the game because it's all avoidable. It's nothing he does is like crazy ridiculous. The only thing that's like putting him over the edge on being like too overpowered is giving him a heal. If they took off his heal, they can buff his other abilities and legit make him the anti-carry. He could be the 1v1 anti-carry, and he would be just like what Guan Yu actually is. Instead of, oh, we're gonna nerf his Talu Assault while he has this terrible heal that if he's too good, it makes him too strong.
Rip. Yeah. Rip.
All right, that's the end of Guan Yu's chapter here. Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Edition. Enjoy. All right. I know that's why I said it for you. Hercules! The man is back. Apparently, attack speed per level reduced from 1.26 to 0.8. However, that was the only thing they took away from him, and what they did instead of punching him in the face was allow for him to punch you in the face. Driving strike, casting time reduced from that weird, awkward 0.233 to just 0.1. So if you press your tackle, you'll tackle instantly. Instead of saying, wait a second, I gotta, am I moving yet? No, you're gonna tackle somebody. And now you're immune to knockback, which means if you tackle a Tyr, Tyr's not gonna slice you up. You'll go through each other. But no one's playing Tyr anyway.
No, you'll actually stun Tyr. You'll take him out of Fearless. Because you're in the knock-up and they hit. The only reason Tyr beat Hercules was because Tyr's one is a grab. So it's like fighting games. His hitbox is ahead of his hurtbox.
Yep.
True.
Now, Mercury beats everybody because his hitbox is literally a full character in front of his hurtbox. So if Mercury dashes in the Tyr gets thrown.
Feel you. Okay. Well, Excavate, his ultimate, he's now CC immune when throwing a rock.
That's a big deal.
I think the one thing that would make Hercules great and really overpowered is if they made him able to place his damn ultimate in a wall.
Yeah.
And it just bounces off the wall.
Yeah.
That way when I driving strike somebody into a wall, I can kill them off rip. Instead of questioning my life. However, then the damage would be reduced, but I don't care. Whatever.
All I'm saying is Hercules, well actually, maybe I shouldn't jump the gun, but Wolfy and I spoke a little bit. I'm hyped. I love Hercules. Is he back yet, Wolfy?
Oh, he's back.
Yeah! Yeah! I don't care about your details! Hercules is back! Yeah!
You say that now. Wait till you get hit by that boulder. Wait till you on the opposite team and that boulder comes your way, and you're just like, you're sitting there confused, like, why'd that hit me for 1,700 damage in the middle of a team fight?
That's so nasty.
No, I have highlights of accidentally one-shotting people as Hercules. Like, she wasn't even in the fight, and the boulder. Oh, all right.
Oops. Oops.
Yeah, people are going to complain. But to be real though, a lot of people probably won't play Hercules because he's really hard to play.
Yeah.
And he still does lose to some of the mages. But if you're just trying to get the beef on your team, and we know Hercules loves beef, if you're really good on Hercules, on paper, he's the strongest bruiser in the game. On paper, if you can land his abilities.
He's the only one with 2, I don't know if you want to call them CCs, but like things to piss you off. He's the only warrior with 2 of them.
Well, yeah, basically. He's dumb. He's
all right. Well, since Hercules is kind of alive again, breathing at least.
Oh, Megan says that
who's
Hercules
actually
is
dead.
not bad. So
let's talk about the real ripping piece right here. Odin, attack speed reduced from 1.2 to 1.1. Wow. Whoa. Rough. In hand, reduced from 2.25 to 2 flat. Oh my god, terrible. Nah. Gungnir Smite, no passive protections. Odin Shout, no physical power. That was new anyway, I don't care. Ring of Spheres, does not help your teammates if you're trapped. That's new too. No passive protections on Gungnir Smite is disgusting.
You know what I'm picturing Odin now? They just need to release an Odin skin where he has like the, you know how the dogs have that little like plastic thing over their head when they get neutered?
Oh my god.
so he can't lick the wounds. I think that's what they need to do for Odin for a while. That should be his default skin. He has the cone. Because that's exactly, he's not going to be playing anymore. There's no way. There's no way anyone's going to play Odin ever again.
You don't think so?
Oh no. Because Odin, like, what already happens to Odin is you could just pick escapes. Like, Odin's really good. Don't get it twisted. Odin's really good and does a lot of damage. But if you see an Odin, you could just pick all escapes and it's really not that bad. You can deal with it. Now it's just like,
you can kill him.
I don't even care anymore.
Odin just kind of changes what you can pick, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, it really just tells you what is appropriate and what's not. Like, you know, when you pick Odin, you kind of like cut off.
To pick things. Like,
yeah, you just have.
That was what made him so good, I think, is the fact that if you pick Odin for support, you're forcing their support to have somebody who can jump out, or not forcing the support, forcing their hunter to be somebody who can jump out, or force the support to somebody who can actually protect their hunter even more. You'll force a Geb so you can shield while you're inside the cage. You'll force an Athena so you can taunt the Odin away for like half a second before he just kills you anyway. But now you have no real fear of Odin coming at you because he doesn't get passive protections on top of sovereignty, on top of bulwark, on top of all these other things. Now it's just like, alright, I can fight you. Like, at level 1, you'll still lunge me for a million billion damage. But at level 5, I can fight you. I don't care.
Very true. Very
all right.
True. So is Odin stamp? Well, I think Odin's potential as a support is kind of like the ring is still the ring, but I don't think there's enough there.
You really put this picture up there? Holy crap! I just saw this. That's awful.
It's fantastic.
Get Odin's face and just put it in there. That could be the ring. That's the ring.
The ring is the dog code.
The ring is the dog code.
Like he goes out there and then the ring is just it grows from his neck. It's like whoa!
And he runs in a circle like, help me kill somebody, please.
He's sitting there like chasing his tail while everybody's jumping out, going like, yo.
Bad dog. Bad dog.
Bad dog.
All right, moving on from Odin since he's gonna have a rough time. Osiris, god that was recently released and has not seen too good of play because he's had problems, is now gonna have even more problems. Attack speed. Okay, his passive, his hip progression, I should say, is 1.5, 1.5, 0.5. I talked about this before. Now, instead of having 2.1 attack speed for level, he's gonna have 1.1 attack speed per level, which is gonna be awful. But hey, look, his attack speed starts at 1.1 instead of 1. Yeah. What else did they do to him? Nothing, because if you do anything else, he'd be terrible. He's already terrible off that.
That whole attack speed nerf thing really isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna buy the attack speed item, you're gonna get more worth out of the item because every single bit of attack speed you have, base, the next piece of attack speed you get is less. So kin size is just gonna bring his DPS up that much more. It's gonna be worth more for him, which he gets anyway.
But now that the problem is, I mean, he's just not gonna be. The problem with Osiris is he's not durable enough to get his damage out and get out that 4-second stun because he's like, I have no escapes. If I walk into you, I have to kill you or I'm dead.
Good. It's a piece of crap character that we don't want to be viable anyway.
I mean, yeah.
Really, think about it. How annoying would it be if he was really good? How do you get away with somebody with a 5-second slow?
Yeah.
It's a 5-second slow on a 5-second cooldown. How do you get away from that? Do you really want him to be viable? I'm okay with him being crabby.
I like
him. Well, I mean, this is something we talked to Barraccudda about, and Barraccudda was like, Osiris is ass. He's booty. We're not going to play him. Do you think Osiris is garbage? You seem to think he's mad powerful.
He has the potential. He's just butt right now.
I think it just comes down to him having a hard place to fit in the game.
I'll agree with that.
He can't. His solo lane is bad because of people he has to go against. His jungle's okay. But when you have characters like Humbats, and you have Thor, and you have these characters that do all the kind of this crazy stuff really easily,
right?
It's not the same, you know. He just doesn't bring the same.
That's what I was saying. I was saying he doesn't have that. I was saying he doesn't have that ECCC button that everybody else has.
When he gets the late game,
don't fight him. I played Osiris Jungle the day he came out on regular servers, and 3 games in a row I got a double kill within a minute of the beginning of the game, because you can clear speed so fast because your attack speed and death toll that you walk over to their thing, slow somebody, and then they die. And take their blue. Who cares? They're dead. It was funny. It was.
That's like, that used to be my entire plan with Thanatos. Murder the camps real quick so you go to their blue. Every single game,
That's
you would clear speed and clear blue, and then say VFF or whatever the hell. Just follow me, and then go
VVVF.
Okay, and then you wind up there and you like sneak behind the rock and you just chill like it's Ice Cube on a Thursday, and you like, all right, let's see what's going down, and you watch them start their blue buff, and you're like, all right, and then at this point, your solo lane is sitting there like, oh, I get it, no doubt, I get it, and you go in, and you just like, whoop up, and it's like, first blood, double kill, and then it's over. Like, and it's over.
Ice Cube on Thursday, we'll pop, bro. We'll pop. Give me that blue. Like,
it's
okay.
Very, I don't know.
All right.
Junglers that can clear camps too fast are a problem because of level 1, and it sounds silly. It sounds really silly to balance a god based on an if that only happens at minute 11, at second 11, right? Like, that sounds silly, but if you get that double kill on your jungler, it's kind of over.
Yeah.
Like,
your solo's out the game, your jungler's out the game.
like,
What
it's
now?
kind of over. You go after that, what do you do as a jungler? You go, okay, solo, have free farm, you clear save harpies, and you get their buff on the other side. Like, shouts to the mid that rotates and kills you, or you kill them because you're ahead. Like, it's rough. So that's something that sort of had to happen to Osiris. Like, a lot, like, it's one small aspect that can really throw off an entire game. So it's weird to think about, oh, he didn't need it, because he could clear a jungle camp too fast. It was kind of needed. Like, I don't know.
All right, so let's move on to somebody a lot of people have a problem with. Sun Wukong. Attack speed per level reduced from 1.87 to a measly 0.9, which is actually a 1, which is pretty big, like Osiris. In hand reduced from 2.25. Seems like a lot of these guys are 2.25 to 2. and the rest of his shit. The big change, I think, is Magic Cudgel, the Jingle Bang, as the casters call it, moved from 290 at max rank to 240 at max rank. A good 50 gone, but Master's Will no longer has a knockup. I think that's crazy. That's a big change.
I think it's fine. Let's go, Wolfie.
I think this needs to happen to every single character in the damn game. I think everyone's abilities need to get cut down.
I agree.
I think across the board.
Too much CC in the game.
I mean the damage numbers need to get dropped. Damage numbers, healing numbers, everything should get dropped. Because Jeremy made a good point when we were watching. He's like, when we were watching him, we were watching Omega play Afro. He's like, Afro should not do that much healing building full tank. She shouldn't be able to heal somebody 60% of their health,
right,
having Warlock Sash, Breastplate, and something, and another defense item. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be a thing. And just like a mage shouldn't clear the wave with one ability with no damage items. And same thing with bruisers and everything. And I think if they changed that, you would see everything be different. All the characters would be different.
Okay.
These whole warrior things, they wouldn't be the same. It just would not be the same at all. I think you should build damage if you want to clear a wave. I think you should, if you build tank, you should just be tanky. That's how I feel. So I'm good with the nerfs on damage. Perfectly good with the nerfs on damage. Not really okay with them removing his knockup, but in some cases it's arguably better. Having a 2-second slow over that short knockup can arguably get you more kills. It's gonna snowball harder, but it's gonna be worse peel.
I think that, like, the knockup stops some abilities from coming out. Me, I used to play Cupid. I don't know why I wanted to waste my time with Poop Cupid, but I realized after a while that his ult takes half an hour to actually come out. So when Wukong is chasing you and you try and ult to protect yourself and he Masters Willies you and you're knocked up out of your ult that takes like 40 years to come out, but you're a baby, so you're like a full-grown baby when it finally comes out, well, you're also dead because it stopped you from peeling yourself and you're playing Cupid because you don't know what you're doing. AKA, I'm mad. I'm mad happy.
Hi, Cupid. Can I have an ult, please? One ult, please?
Did you order an ult
right.
because it's not going to come
Cupid.
out because Master's Will is right there.
All right, peace.
But no, on the real though, Cupid's ult is actually Cupid is actually really good, but he's not good in the places that you guys are playing him.
He's not
good. He's good in a competitive scene. Having a guaranteed.
Oh, Cupid's here with the ult. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, big fella.
Personally, I think Cupid's ult is game changing in the team fight. It actually is.
But then you have an ability that counters Cupid's ult completely.
Completely.
Yeah. No,
for 600 gold, Wolfie.
I understand that, but doesn't that go with most other characters on ults and stuff like that?
Yeah.
No. Not
you can counter. You can counter
an AoE that big is just dead because everybody walked out of it.
Sprint.
For 400 gold, Sprint stops like his entire kit.
600.
He hit me with Heart Bomb. That's a big slow. Wait a second. Boots on dip. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but that happens with.
But you gotta pump up the Nikes
Sprint's
first.
Overpowered. We know Sprint's overpowered.
Like that's.
But the thing is, if let's just put it like this: if a hunter versus hunter, let's put big boy Uller Sweatshirt versus ugly Cupid.
Uller Sweatshirt. I'm done.
You can't compare Uller to Cupid.
No, because that's how really gotta be. That's how really gotta be. If we're talking about making somebody, all right, fine. The other bad, the other bad hunter, Shibalanke. Okay, Shibalanke versus Cupid. All right, let's see what happens. If I pop my sprint, and then I press my 3 inside of the thing, not only does it not mess me, but I'm going to hit you for a lot more damage than your ult hits me, and you're going to die. Or I can pop my sprint, poison dart you, and then you can sprint too and use flutter, and I can chase you down my 3. Cupid is just butt. The fact that he gave him 8 stacks, yes, that makes it easier. That's 2 autos, and that is pretty big. But if I can pop my sprint that I bought on sale for 600 gold this week in Macy's and you lose, you need to be fixed.
Is Cupid still the cheapest god in the game? Can you still purchase Cupid for like 3 gems?
No, Artemis is the cheapest.
Real? Artemis is actually
Artemis is the cheapest god in the game. I found out she's like 375.
Yeah, Cupid been like 25 gems because nobody wants to play as a stupid baby.
25 gems. You got a quarter, please? Please? Just take them.
Dollar is what I need. That's all you need for a Cupid.
Alright, but let's change the Sun Wukong.
I like the change of Sun Wukong. Because what it does is it forces you to use animals as the interrupt. Before you could use Master's Will as the interrupt and still have your CC for attack. Your interrupt is generally defensive, right? Or it's a setup for offensive. Now, it still has the same effect of allowing your hunter to catch up or increase kill time by slowing them, but it doesn't interrupt your stuff. You no longer are going to use it to completely make Shibalanki's life awful. You are no longer going to, like...
I forgot about that. It makes me cry.
You're no longer going to be able to Master's Will a really mad Apollo because he dashed 2 centimeters. Like, same thing for Cupid, you know? But you'll still be able to control an environment when you... If you want to do that to Shibi or Apollo, you have to burn the cat stun. Like, you have to. And that's important. I have no problem with the way animals works. I just had a problem with, like... You always have an answer no matter what. I think who put it I think it was Durgius who put it, Wukong isn't overpowered, he just defines the support role by having an answer all the time. And by changing the knock-up to a slow, I think it works out really well, and I'm a fan of it. I don't care if I think Wukong as support is fine. Like, I'm not offended by the idea of not having a Guardian in support. A lot of people are. I like the idea of Wukong's support, and I think this is a good change to make him more deal-withable.
The one thing I hated about the knockup was, let's say you're chasing a Scylla, and it's, you know, you're support Wukong, and your Ulla's, like, right behind you. But he's out of range for a second. Scylla pops her Sentinel. You Masters Will her. She's knocked up. She can't teleport. There's an X. She's dead. It's just silly to me. And the fact that it's going to be a slow means, yes, I'll still be able to escape. I'll be slowed by a good amount. I mean, 30% for, how long is it? 2 seconds. It's not super big, but it's still clutch enough in a team fight to make sure somebody's not going to get out. But you're not ruining their ability to press buttons. And the fact that they're making it so every kit only has one form of CC, I like the most.
I don't necessarily, like... First of all, I don't like hard rules. I think that really limits the game. You can tell me that 2 hard CCs are overpowered, and I don't, like... I think that limits the game. Hercules has 2 CCs. And if the rule is no 2 CCs and they nerf him or they change his abilities, he's now a completely different god.
Technically it's 3. His ult is a knockup.
Chill. The whole, like... Pocket Sobek into Falcon Kick thing is a lot of fun, and it's the core of the god. And if there was a hard, fast rule of 1 CC per character, you couldn't have that. And so, from a development standpoint, I despise the idea of saying, hunters need to have XYZ. Warriors need to have 1 type of CC and 0.5 sustain. Mages need to have 2A. I hate it. Get me out. I don't want anything near it. Take it god by god. You know, like Hercules' 2 forms of CC is totally fine because it's not real CC. It's tough to hit. You can make a tons of, but like on Wukong, it was a little too much. So I'm not gonna get in bed with the idea of like 1 CC per character. But for the changes made right here with respect to Wukong, I like that they made it 1 hard CC per character.
Alright, that's cool. I agree with that. Now we move into... Well, before I move into, you know, the Wolfy discussion, let's just talk about somebody else real fast. Nemesis has been changed from a assassin... Excuse me, from a warrior to an assassin because everybody on the Reddit cries.
You're welcome, Reddit.
Yeah, you're welcome, babies. Starting health reduced 5. Wow. Whoa. It's a lot. Health per level reduced actually a good amount, 82 to 76. It's going to be good to help her die a little more, 6 per level. Cret, do the numbers real quick. Attack speed per level increased even more, which means Shinsai is going to kill you faster. And the base physical protection means at level 1, she's going to take a lot more damage from that jungle buff. 17 to 11. That's 6. And in this game, 6 is a lot. Yeah, that's nothing to really talk about outside of we finally got Assassin Nemesis, yay!
Yeah, so all you people that like to argue that Nemesis is an assassin, you're probably the same type of person that likes to argue about the Oxford comma and other small things that don't matter.
They argue the fact that Hades is too tall.
Oh my god, that's a real thing! Have you seen that?
Tall. He's mad tall.
Have you guys seen that on the internet? Like,
he's
real talk? Fats isn't making this up, Wolfie. Have you seen that?
I believe it. Yeah, I know. I
Vamana is half of Hades.
But I believe it.
There's some.
Actually
there have been many threads on the Smite subreddit that, like, Hades is too tall. This is game-breaking bug. I can't see. Stop. Real talk, dude? Like, just play Vamana. It's like Oddjob in GoldenEye. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you remember that? You'd have somebody.
Vamana. I mean, Vamana had just a small change, not as big as everybody else. He still has his. I mean, he only has one form of CC and his knockup.
Yeah.
He has his slow and he has his. Here comes mad damage. Boom. Attack speed reduced from 1.6 to 1.4. Only 0.2 knocked off, and in-hand level just minus 0.25. That's the end of the changes for the Warriors in this kit. Before we go into the problem itself, Wolfie, are you ready to speak?
I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, we're good. We're down.
All right. Tier. Attack speed per level reduced from 2.1 to 0.9.
Okay.
That's gross.
Okay.
That's okay though. He doesn't use auto attack.
I know, but still, when you have cooldowns, it's still gross.
Nah, you hit like two basics.
I just want to read it.
Okay.
I'm just reading the paper.
Okay. Okay.
In-hand power reduced from 2.25 to 2. All right, let's here we go. Unyielding, the passive that makes every CC only 1 second, no longer applies to roots or cripples. Hello, Ares. Hello, Scylla.
Hello, Brooklyn.
What's good, Brooklyn? Which will now affect tier for the entire duration. So if that Sikkim is 2 seconds, tier stands still for 2 seconds. Kind of a bad spot to put him in. Fearless guard stance no longer causes knockback to enemies while in guard stance. You have no easy way out anymore. You're walking through abilities. You're not knocking them out of the way. Power cleave. Base damage reduced from 270 to 220. Just like Wukong got hit for 50, tier got hit for 50. Problem here is, hey, we're going to increase the scaling from 50 to 65. That's cool and everything. The heal is no longer affected by physical power. It no longer scales along with it. Thank you, Hi-Rez, so much.
I mean, as a rank 10 tier, the heal needed to be nerfed.
I agree. But let's hear. Wolfie's so sad right now. Look at his face.
Look at his face.
The eyes of the angels.
I can hear the Sarah McLachlan in my headphones.
Yeah, for real.
He's just mad sad right now. I'm picturing like a whole bunch of tears in the kennel. Like, for $1 a day, you can stop this nerf. In the eyes of an angel.
And then it's just tears, crying tears. It's just awful.
It's just tears like.
Wolfie's the main character of the commercial, just holding. Look at this tiny tear. This week because he himself. Look at how he cries. This tear was caught in a cripple and died because of it. You can change this. Tell Hi-Rez. Wolfie, speak to us. What have these changes done to Mr. Tier?
Alright. It honestly took out a lot of things that I don't approve of. I mean, the lowering the damage is fine.
Yeah.
I was always a person that was like, you guys should be nerfing how much he heals. If you're gonna nerf anything on tier, you focusing on the heal, because that's what's making him ridiculous. To be completely honest.
I think that was unanimous. Like,
but they didn't have to do everything else.
I agree.
They hit him with they beat him like a child that came home with a D. Like, it was arms of the angels. Like horror stories of my father telling me of him kneeling on rice. I feel like that's what they did to Tier. Hispanic homes. You'll understand.
Yeah.
But I know.
All right, they took all that. why they take off the knockup on the defensive stance, that I don't understand. Because that completely removes a lot of gameplay elements from the character that majority of the players couldn't even do anyway.
Like what? Hit me with the big stuff, big man.
Being able to link your blue stance into red stance.
Yeah, that was a Wolfy special, honestly.
Yeah, if you were fast enough, you can do that. You can link blue stance into red stance before they land, and it was a real, like, it was part of the solo lane, being able to go in without needing blink. You could actually go in and knock people up and then push them back into their creeps. But not having that anymore is like, what's the point? Because I'm not going to have the same pressure. I can go play another character who is going to be able to stalemate, but it's going to be better late game. Like, the real reason everyone was mad at Tier is because you couldn't get out of Fearless because there's a latency issue with beats. In the LAN, Tier got shit on because you could beats at any point in time. You didn't even care. It wasn't even a big deal. And as the game went on, when everybody got Magi's and beads, he became less and less useful.
We don't see Magi's on everyone anymore, though.
I don't know why.
We're not going to see it as much anymore.
I used to buy it all. Yeah, the fact that it doesn't take off Cripple, like, Cripple doesn't work on it anymore is... Why do they do that? I don't like that.
I have something to say about that when we go through the rest of the notes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I agree with the nerfing of. I'm okay with nerfing the damage on abilities. Nerfing the damage on abilities, fine. You want to nerf the 2, fine. You want to nerf the heal, fine. When you take out a part of the character that makes that defines its playstyle,
yeah,
it bothers me. That bothers me. It's sort of the same thing I felt with Wukong in a way, but I understand why they did it. On the Tier, I don't understand why they did, and especially with the CC thing. Like, his thing was hard. He was hard to hard CC. You know what I mean? That's what was good about him. When you take away those options, I'm okay with the roots, but the cripples is a little bit over the top too, because you can always just get Poseidon and do it to him anyway. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like the stuff that they did to him. It just felt like it was more out of. I just don't want this character to be being played, and if that's what they want to do, they want to take him out the game so they can balance him later on, then say that. Don't hit me with the, oh, we're balancing him now and he's gonna be okay. We just took away what made him.
Exactly. That's exactly my point with what I was saying before, Wolf, about, like, don't give me a rule. Do it character by character, because just in the same way that Earthbreaker Falcon Kick makes Hercules, like, that's Tier. Like, is it unfair that Tier can 1-2-3-1-2 combo you? Personally, I don't think so. Because A, it's not enough damage to kill you. B, nerfing the damage, it's still not enough damage to kill you. When mixed with a lane partner, yes, things become more interesting. But, like, all they needed to do was make it not one-shottable, because that's what makes people salty. When you get Anubis wrapped and you just die, that's what pisses people off. If I could blink Fearless you in when I was done with my abilities, you were dead, that's what pisses people off. And that happens when you get ahead with Tier. With the damage nerf, you blink, Fearless power cleave, stand switch, Fearless power cleave, and you're still alive. Now it's a conversation, now it's a fight. Now it's a matter of, can Tier dance with you long enough for the 4 seconds it takes for a stand switch to come back up and re-Fearless you. Now it's interesting. But I'm with you, Wolfie. I'm actually kind of pissed. Take away my heal. Take away all that stuff. But you broke the character. It is no longer Tier. The character that I got to rank 10 is no longer in the game. They have a new character with similar abilities. It is now the Luigi to my Mario. I am angry.
Don't disrespect.
And can I hit him with a shout out? Tier lost almost all of his games this weekend in the semifinals and finals. And he was beat by mages in the solo almost every time. He's not even the one who's winning the game by himself, but he is the one that is pooping on the
lower level,
the lower end of the game.
Say it, just say it, dude, just say it.
Anything under the 1% gets shit on by Tier.
Thank you.
Pretty much.
Tier is.
That's pretty much where all the warrior hate comes from. But to be completely honest, the game-changing characters of the game that get banned out and focused on majority of the time are mages and AD carries. More than anything else, those are the game-changing characters.
Well, I mean, let's not make a like. I mean, Odin and Wukong were banned every game for the past 4 weeks, dude.
Wukong barely gets banned. Odin got banned because they wanted to pick certain team comps.
Yeah, exactly. But it, you know, and I mean, I guess that's gonna continue because they didn't change the and like they shouldn't change the ring. That's a thing. That's who Odin
has had the ring forever.
Which, and I feel like
it didn't always give his teammates protection.
Yeah, that was new. That's
the way I feel like about Odin's ring is the way I feel like about Tyr's combo. Like it's just who he is, bro. You can complain how broken that ring is when I ring Fire Giant, and you're sitting there like, please let me hog, let me in, and you're like, nope, and you just hog that BZ and you go and you slap them in the face, like. That's still going to happen, and that's why people get mad at Odin. People don't get mad at Odin because they're like, damn it, I couldn't kill Neith inside the Odin ring. Nobody's saying that. But it's a necessary nerf to, like, put him in line with people. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I think that I think people wanted to see more Guardians in the game. Face it, if Durgius and Ionic weren't playing, there wasn't any Guardians, and I think that's the mentality behind it.
Last words. We gotta move on. Last words.
All right. Well, I think that's the mentality behind the nerfs, but like, it just got changed in so many other areas.
All right. Last words, Wolfy.
All I'm gonna say in my last words is they didn't give it enough time for the 3-minute harpy spawn before they decided to nerf warriors, because Guardians were already starting to be picked. Because the early game push wasn't as important as when it was 2 minutes. Because the jungle can now relieve pressure on the duo lane, so the the support can rotate to middle. Before they couldn't do that.
I agree with that.
All right, fair.
I like
now, since we're gonna make this like an ESPN show, make this real quick. Welcome. My name is Fats. I'm here with F. Dot, and of course Wolfy 90210 from Smite.
Done. Minted. Send it.
90210.
All right, let's speak
I'm already on Twitter.
Changes we saw in this patch. Big change. Agni, finally, no longer CC immune in his dash. Knockback only. Casting time on Noxious Fumes reduced from 0.3 to 0.2, and the cloud comes out almost instantaneously. Yep, as soon as you press it, it comes out, which means you can now do Flame Wave into whatever the hell it is, Noxious Fumes, to stun that way. It works. F. Dot. Yeah, F. Dot. Talk about it.
So,
what the hell? Quick, we got patch notes.
Kret's really salty about this.
I would think so.
Kret I'm about to put Kret on full blast.
Damn, rip Kret in the chat.
So Kret posted this video online on Twitter, which I'm gonna fish up right here, and he's like, "Oh my god, look how broken this is!" And like, I want to say billions of people responded. Reality was just DM Brandon, but he was like, "No, it's not overpowered." And then I watched it, and he was like, "Yo, please tell me it's," and I was like, I mean, it's a lot of damage, but I don't really know. Basically, the gist is, because it's an instantaneous Noxious Fumes, you can Flame Wave stun people. You can now 2-1 combo people.
Good.
And his combo was Noxious Fumes, Flame Wave, and then hit him with the dash going back to safety. So that, like, they take both hits of the Flame Wave and the Fire Dash, and they're in a lot of trouble. I think it's a lot of damage. I want to see it happen against a non-robot, but I don't have a personally, I think that the instantaneous Noxious Fumes is something that should have happened on release, and it's something that's core to Agni's character. I think at any point in time, you should be liable to get stunned by an Agni, and that's how you have to play around it. I think it's really cool that it's very fluid now. It's just sort of like I mean, I'm gonna, it's like a fighter. It's just like a combo. You know, like you just drop the 1-2, drop the 1-3, drop the 1-4, whatever you want to combo into it. It's a what's it called? It's not a tier combo. It's an ISIS combo. It's an open-end combo, which is a lot of fun, and I think it brings a lot of depth to the character and, in turn, the game.
Okay, Wolfy, speak to us.
I'm personally okay with it, just because majority of the time, if an Agni's gonna be that close, he's really viable to get killed. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen a lot of times if he's putting himself that close up to a character who's really dangerous. But it allows him to play more aggressive. But I'm just happy they took out the CC immune dash. That's the only thing that made no sense to me. This makes sense to me. Like him being able to do that makes sense. Being the only CC immune dash in the game, annoyed the hell out of me. That made no sense to me. This is perfectly fine. You can adjust this. You can change this if it turns out to be overpowered. You can adjust this. You can't adjust the CC immune. It's either CC immune or not CC immune. Now when Fenrir's eating him, he's gonna get eaten. If Tyr is pushing him, he's gonna get pushed. If he's getting hit by a Hercules, he's gonna get pushed. You know what I mean? He's no longer just I'm out, peace. I don't even need beats.
Ares, LOL, like that's
like,
what really like. I would play Agni in casuals and get mad, but like Ares chaining me, I'm like that sucks. I'm gonna literally press my 3 button. Like it's not even an ultimate. So that kind of pissed me off a little bit.
All right, moving on. Apollo just FX. Don't really care about that.
Well, I just linked the video in chat so you guys can see how Agni's working on the PTR. Just how quick that change is. I just linked it to you guys. I'll play it a little bit while we talk about this next one, Fats.
All right, Aphrodite, base damage on back off, knocked 50 off of that like everything else. I personally, not that bad. F dot.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. I didn't know it was in Wordland. Oh, that's cool.
Isn't
you gotta be fast. You have to be fast.
It's
I'm
player
okay
skill.
With that. Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's my fault.
Anything that
I'm cool with that. That's an added. I wish there was more things like that.
That's what I'm.
If you were godlike, you did crazy things that no one can. Like it just. Everyone's like, like if someone does it in a tournament, there's gonna be like,
that's what I'm saying, man. It opens it creates an open-ended combo where like you can't go home and do what Sayo does with Isis.
Yes.
You can go home and do what Mace in the Face does with Jean Kui. You could go home and do that stuff, you know? You can't go home and do Sayo's Isis like, what do you do today? Like, silence somebody and then 180 Spirit Balled because you got hit by a knockup? Like, get out of here. You can't do that without practice, you know? It's sort of like, the perfect example is you can go home and Fearless Power Cleave, Stand Switch, but you can't do it from blue stands like Wolfy and NQ do. And that, to me, is the cool stuff. Like, separating the players from just the gods. And I want more of that. At the end of the day, if everybody can do it and it's overpowered, maybe we'll talk. But that sort of like player skill highlight really excites me for like what Smite can do.
Okay. So back off, drop 50. Any words on that? I'm okay with it.
Makes sense.
She needs way more than that.
Yo, Wolf, you like my Aphrodite, bro?
Like... Oh yeah, I did message you to call you a nerd for that, by the way. that's an actual thing. That actually happened. He wasn't lying about that. That actually happened. I hate that character, dude. I really do.
I love the forever. But this is good. This is good. All right, Ares. Hey, nope. Who cares? He can kill the eggs of a character.
Yo, that's such a good buff, dude.
Stop talking to me. Bastet no longer CC immune at all from Pounce.
I don't like it.
Thank you.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I do.
Explain. 2 minutes. Go.
It takes away from the character. She's now weaker than she was at the 200K, and at the 200K she wasn't even a top pick. Right now she's not even a top pick. I think that they should have did exactly what I said they should have did. She can pounce back. I mean, she can pounce back while being CC'd for the first maybe 2 seconds. The last 2 seconds she can't pounce back if she's CC'd. That way, if she jumps in, you can stop her from doing damage, but she can still get out. There's a counter to it. It'll feel like Bastet. Now she's officially weaker than she was before the 200K.
I mean, I think we'll see. I think it also brings like a player skill component to it because now you're not CC'd, which means if you want to jump in and steal those harpies or do whatever, you have to actually like be smart about where you're jumping into. Now you're not going to jump directly on the harpies where everybody has their crosshair located, like waiting for you like it's assault and you're playing not assault, like it's DE nuke and everybody's got their crosshair above heaven. Like now you actually you got to be smart and like, all right, I'm going to leap to the left. And then you leap into the left, you hit the hog and you leap out. Like now you can't just like, oh, there it is, let me hit my Q. Now I hit it again, and I'm good. Like, now you got to be like, all right, they're expecting me to jump through, so I'm going to jump behind it. Like, now you got to think it through. And, like, I don't know. It's punishable now, which is the important part. And I think they can backstep from that, like you talk about with the Agni, Wolfy. Like, okay, it's you know, it's where they hit her, and then all right, now she's just getting murdered. Let's look at it. You know what I mean? Because in its current iteration, it's just stupid.
Okay. All right, Cupid.
Like, I think we all agree that it's just dumb,
yeah,
right?
We all know that. All right, moving forward, Cupid, Love Struck, down to 8 from 10. Character still, but F.
Cupid needed that real bad.
It's 2 autos. That's big, but does it make him good?
No.
Wolfy over here told me that Cupid is
I'm just saying. Cupid's the hardest AD carry to play correctly, but he's not bad.
I think Spelunky is harder.
No, because Cupid's whole thing relies on him landing his 1. If you can't land his 1, you should not be playing Cupid. Cupid has the hardest hitting, like, AD carry ability in the game, or regular ability, with the almost the highest scaling for an instant ability. How much damage it does.
Well,
so if you are really good on that character, he can outduel almost any character in the game. In the AD carry. In the AD carry, if you are good on him, you can outduel almost anybody. But he's the hardest character to play as an AD carry.
I feel you on that. And you also need a proper team comp to get your ultimate to be actually ultimate. If you don't have alternative routes, if you don't have alternative routes on your team, you're essentially a character with 1 ability. Because Flutter doesn't count, Hearts don't count, Ult doesn't count if you don't have a Scylla, somebody like that can set you up. So you need the team comp and you need the skill to hit the 1.
I would think that I agree with needing the 1. The 1 is the entire kit. Even if you had an ult, the 1 is still the entire kit because it does so much, and it's where most of his damage comes from, and that's how he boxes. He doesn't clear that fast, but if he gets his heart bomb stacked up and you're close to a minion that's about to die, you're going to get stunned and take a few autos for it. Now, the good thing about him is if you have a proper team comp, you can set people up saying, this is the area I want people to not be in. I'm going to drop my ult here. They're going to sprint away from it. Now I'm setting up a Scylla to sick 'em combo somebody. Now I'm setting up a Geb to do his ultimate in some weird spot. Now I'm setting up Sun Wukong to be in the soul lane. Yay! I'm just saying. Moving on. Geb, Fire Waterfall. Congrats. Hogwa. Hogwa, you make sense now. At least, you know, it's still stupid, but now we know why you're stupid. Tooltip fixed. Hunbots, down from 50 to 30 on infused strikes. That's big, but it's not going to kill him out of the game. Wolfy.
I think it's bigger than you think.
It's good because it takes away his consistency. And when he gets Deathbringer, he won't be critting as much. Because going from 70% crit chance to, like, 50, you actually notice the difference. It's actually really big. So a lot of the kills that Humbats was getting, he's not gonna get anymore. But he's still gonna be a top pick. He's gonna be first pick, with him and Thor. And that's pretty much because of his hit progression. His hit progression lets him jungle really fast.
I agree.
If they really wanted to nerf Humbats without killing him as a character, they would nerf his hit progression to slow down his jungle speed, not his crit.
I feel like, honestly, I think this is Hunbats now. Heads, I got the kill. It's 2 RNG. Like, 50% was... Like, yeah, 50% is still RNG, right? But you can depend on it, and when it doesn't happen, it's going to happen next hit, right? Like, that's how that works. Oh, I didn't get it off the leap hit. I'm going to get it off the overhand smash hit. And you could... It basically was just a limiting factor. It allowed you to get at least 1 crit in your burst attack. It wouldn't give it to you on everyone because that was broken, and sometimes you'd get luck. But, like, when you play, it's complete RNG. It's a roll of the dice. Like, if you don't get the crit in your burst with Fear No Evil, you're still gonna kill them. But if you don't use Fear No Evil, you can't depend on the kill, which means now your playstyle is different because you can't go in there expecting the kill, which is very interesting. Do you think he'll still be? I mean, I have been professing my love for Hunbats months before players started playing Hunbats, because Fear No Evil is a unique jungler ability that lets you stay relevant at level 20, because it's a team fight ability, and no other jungler really has that. So I've been talking about that for a long time, and I felt very happy when people realized it. With the change to 50 to 30, do you think people are going to stop playing him?
No.
Me neither. And it's just too strong, right?
Yeah, that ult is ridiculous, and his mobility ridiculous. The change to his 3 was phenomenal. Being able to teleport late is huge.
Jukes, Grime. You think somebody got away? Nah, I'm right here.
It's
the funniest thing.
You know what? I've seen Shing do this, and it's one of the most grimy things. The guy gets hit by a monkey bounce, right? And you don't know how long it lasts, but since there's so many people on him, he has to leap away. He presses the 3 after they already leaped, and he's already on top of them. And there's nothing they can do about it. Like that's so big.
It's so big because you bait him to leap.
Yeah, it's huge. It's ridiculous. Yeah, he's gonna be played. It's gonna stop his snowball. And my personal opinion, this is my personal opinion. If they wanted to nerf his crit, he should have 50% crit at level 20, but it starts out at 10%, and he gets the crit over his levels.
Interesting.
That way, he doesn't snowball out of control early. But late game, he's still the assassin that we all know and love.
Do you still buy Deathbringer mad early on him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of course. It wouldn't make sense not to do it.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
All right, we got to move forward because we're running out of time. We got to be fast. Fenrir, you no longer go in the sky. I like that he could go in the sky. Rip that. Poseidon, the change of the century. No longer will he rotate to your lane for free every 3 seconds because he's the fastest god on the planet. Changing tides reduced from 20% to 10%. Movement speed from Trident down 10 on all levels. Max from 35 to 25. F-Dot.
That's huge, dude. That is huge. I mean, Poseidon's still Poseidon with Whirlpool and Kraken. Whirlpool, bigger than Kraken in my opinion. Been saying it, still saying it. Kraken can change team fights, but Whirlpool is a big deal.
This brings up the thing I wanted to talk about earlier. The fact that Cripple no longer takes off beads means you get a guaranteed Kraken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now they can't get out of it. They won't get knocked up. They won't get stunned, but they'll still take the damage. Right.
Yeah. I think the Whirlpool is the bigger deal, and that's still there, so he'll still be picked. But right now, you see the really smart teams banning him. And I don't know if he'll still be ban-worthy, because the thing that made Poseidon, like I said, Kraken Whirlpool is still a big deal, but the thing that made Poseidon so attractive was MLC Stealth could clear the wave, get the double kill, and come back in time for the next wave. That's just dumb. That shouldn't happen, and they rightfully took it out. Peace!
All right. Wolfie, what you got?
I'm a personal believer that I like the change, but I don't like the change because I like the way that Poseidon fields late game when he's really fast.
Oh, I think it's.
But I don't like the fact that he can rotate so early. So I honestly think this was something that they should have done scaling with. Give him really low movement speed early in the game, so he doesn't, because he instantly clears the wave, so he would actually take time to rotate to the side lanes. But late game, he's still a speed demon. They should just made it scaling. I would start him off at 1%, well, and he just gets 1% extra run speed every level. At 5, when he gets Kraken, he'll have 5% extra run speed. It's still a lot for a character who, it's more than what other characters have.
Which is fine.
Yep. And I think that is the route they should be aiming instead of just, oh, it's just this flat number throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
I'll agree. All right, Thor, Anvil of Dawn. You no longer can Aegis in the beginning to psych people the hell out. Bug fix right there. No scaring people.
I loved that.
Channeling thunder and then
be like, here we go. Just kidding. And like something I always make fun of is how Aegis, when you Aegis, it looks like you're taking a poop no matter what. So Thor gets down there and he's like, all right. He's like winding up his arm. He's like, here we go. And he just sits there. He just like, ugh! I thought it was the most hilarious thing I've seen in Smite. So.
All right, let's talk about the sweatshirt man himself. Ooh.
My favorite hunter.
Pretty much. 300 down to 270 on bladed aerial. That's his 1. Projectile speed reduced by 40. I don't know how that number works, but I saw it happen, and it looks really gross. I don't like how it looks. It looks way slower than it used to be, but it's still good. Thrown axe down 10 damage. That's about it. So overall, he's going to lose 40 damage on his 1 combo, switching between the stances. Wolfy.
I don't like it. I'd rather just nerf his stun. His stun is the problem. His stun and his steroids are the problem. Like, they just... he should not be able to stun you for as long as he does. And that if they were to, like, nerf his stump, he could be the nuking 80 carry, which is obviously what they want him to be by looking at his kit. And it wouldn't be overpowering because it wouldn't be guaranteed damage every time it lands. They can nerf that damage as much as they could take off another 50 off of it, and it'll still basically be one of the most annoying things to lane against in the game, period. It's just that stun at 1.4 seconds is too much because then it leads to other CC, and there's no requirement. There's no requirement.
Do you remember when it was 1.8?
Wait, hold on a second. I messed up, guys. Not beads, Magi's. Magi's blessing no longer will get that cripple. It's Magi's, not beads.
No, it's beads. You said beads.
Yeah, it's beads because I'm professional and I work for Hi-Rez. Anus no longer makes you immune. It makes you poop.
Oh man, you want some pepper with that salt, Fats?
I'm good. There's no salt here. It's just the chat not really thinking straight. All right. Any other words on Uller being changed like that? Apparently his 1 was the fastest projectile in the game. Now it's fixed.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Yeah, I think they just should have just hit the stun. I'm with Wolfy, but I mean we'll see. Maybe you know, maybe. The thing is, it does incur diminishing returns, so follow-up CCs aren't as good, unless of course they're knockbacks because they. I don't know. We'll see it live, but I'm kind of with Wolfy on this one.
All right. Now, the big man himself. Used to be Ban Zeus. I'm not too sure about that anymore. Chain Lightning. The arc distance has changed, and I think that was the biggest issue. The fact that it could jump from 50 million yards away to, I mean, you could Chain Lightning somebody in solo lane, and it'll hit the Fire Giant. Who cares? Now, that'll be reduced from 40 to 34, and then the big change everybody's been waiting to see. 3 charges is no longer a stun. Instead, 30% slow for only 1.5 seconds. Wolfy.
I'm so happy about this change, and then I read the next change, and I got really excited about this. I'm so happy that Zeus is there again because you can kill him now. He can't stun you. It's a beautiful thing. You know, like I'm okay with it.
Zeus is not ripped. Just
Zeus
so the chat
is
knows.
far
Zeus
from
is actually playable.
I understand he's far, but he doesn't, like, when you're going on him, he doesn't stun you and get the hell out with 2 HP anymore.
That's the thing.
He's still getting pooped on. He's still taking it like he has nobody's business. He can't hold it anymore. He just dies. Thank you. I hate when you can't counterplay something. I love it now that he doesn't stun you.
Yeah. And it's important. One thing that I really want to like give Hi-Rez a big high five for on this is that if players are smart, Zeus will still be like played sometimes. Like I still think Zeus, like, you still gotta be afraid of the lightning storm.
It still does damage.
Yeah, it still does the same damage, which, like, yes, you're complaining about getting stunned, but let's be real. 8 times out of 10 when you're cursing because you got screwed up by a Zeus, it's because he killed you with 3 charge, like, with, you know what I'm saying? It's
3 auto attacks.
Yeah, it's the damage. So like the damage is still there. The ult is still a giant zoning mechanism. Like you don't fight me. You know, it's still Zeus still alone forces you into positioning yourself more spread out because of Chain Lightning. It still prevents you from basic attacking him because he's got a stupid North Face shield going on with his 2. It's still a big deal. It's just not instantly and I think Wolfy was the one to bring this up, because of the mid-Harpies change. Now Zeus isn't hitting 5 when you need to rotate on those Harpies and just clean you up if you lose Harpies. Now Zeus isn't stunning you inside the Thunderstorm to make it a guaranteed kill, but it's still damage, it's still zoning, it's still potent, and it's still good. So Zeus is not dead. He's just not the name of a talk show anymore.
Rip you, huh? Wolfie, got something, or are you good on that?
I completely agree. I'm just the stun was the biggest issue on me. I always felt like the stun and his 2 is just too. I never wanted to get rid of his burst damage. I said that last time I was on here.
I agree.
I think the burst damage is just what makes Zeus Zeus, and that should be a thing. But he shouldn't be this unkillable thing that you don't want to get next to because you have no counterplay for. That's how.
Yeah, the problem was like his 2 was like, all right, you want to fight me now? All right, fight me. Oh wait, you're stunned because you hit me because you have to kill me, so you're not stunned. But then you try to hit me and you're still stunned. Now the stun is gone. You'll still take the huge damage, and this actually makes his 2 a little more easier to deal with. He still shouldn't get 5 million protections, but I mean, it still it makes it easier to deal with him because now you're not gonna be stunned while trying to kill him, and he won't get even more guaranteed damage onto you. But he's still a problem. He just won't be able to instantly control the entire game with the placement of 1 chain lightning. Now, we speak about the one character we've been waiting to see something happen to. I thought my man was dead, and he's supposed to catch the demons. Zhonghui, apparently the bane of Wolfie's existence, recall demons. The ultimate, no longer, still not CC immune. You just can't knock him back or slow him. It's something, it doesn't make him the giant monster he used to be, but it brought him back a little bit. Wolfie, I know you have a lot to say, so I'm going to jump to F. Dot first so you can clean out the show with your comments. F. Dot.
My man John Kui just took a step up. John Kui.
Is that like John Q with Denzel Washington?
No, it's like that was a great movie, by the way.
That movie was godlike.
That movie like touched me in my heart. Like
heart, I get it. Heart.
John, yeah. That was a great movie. You know, damn man.
Don't be sad.
Imagine,
Chill.
remember his kid, dude?
Shh, don't do this. Not now.
All right, but no, my man John Kui, like, I don't know, it's like the Americanization. Like, I have a Chinese friend, and like we call him John instead of his traditional name. That's his, you know, John Kui came over, lives in Massachusetts now. He's an accountant. His name is John Kui.
Me, cool.
He's I don't know, dude. Like, I think it's a step in the right direction. You know,
and it's not gonna force him to be ridiculous instant.
I mean, Zhang Kui is still an interesting character that I honestly don't know how to feel about. So I'm just gonna, like, I don't know where I lie on this one.
Wolfie, ready to clean up the show with your rant? Go right ahead.
Most piece of shit character in the game needs to not be played. I hate his ult. I really do. I hate it. No, it's dumb because there's literally nothing you can do about it. When he pops his ult, you have to get out. You legit have to get. The police is coming. Out. Out. You underage. You drinking. The police is knocking on the door.
This is a reference.
That's what you gotta do.
No.
It's not even. I'm okay with characters that actually rely on something that you have to play, and you have. No, he presses 4 and everything around him takes 2,000 damage.
Dude, it's great.
In all honesty, almost every single pro player has said they do not want this character in the game. It is bullcrap having to deal with. It is not. When a character has little to no counterplay, it is a problem. And I think that this change is going to start people playing him again, and then they're going to realize what they had to deal with, and we're going to have another 8 months of Zombie being picked all the damn time, and you have to take a down.
Someone in the chat said Zong now needs a police skin where sirens go off when he ults.
I mean, like, for real. I mean, for us urban youths like me and Mr. Wolfie over here, like. Hey.
And me, like, chill.
All right. I mean, I don't know how you grew up, but like me and Wolfie, like, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm going to laugh out loud when Wolfie just says, "Yes, that's exactly what we did." When we were like 15, 16, you'd like find a baseball park after dark, like. It'd be we had Devlin, and then we had the 40 spot, right? You do questionable activities as soon as the sun went down, right? You'd you'd hit your garage and you'd find your dad's like Mike's Hard Lemonades and you'd go hit the park, right? Whatever, like, you know, and like that's what happens. Like everybody goes in a different direction, like sort of like when you punch a cake and it just splatters. That's what the kids would be like. The cops would roll up and that's exactly what John Quee does.
Gone.
Yeah, and that's what happens.
And this
like
is why it sounds so perfect. Because
you can watch the most. You can watch the most like talented team around, and there's still no like, there's no call out when John Quee ults. It's just like run, and like homie just book it. You're running towards their tower, Wolfie. I don't care. He's ulting, and you're just booking it. Like that's just what you do. You know, there is no like, all right, we're gonna tactically retreat to the right. No, it's just run, dude, run, get out, and like I'll never forget. One of the first things I ever saw advertising Smite. Join Smite, the new third-person MOBA. Everything's a skill shot. And then it shows John Quee going, Jah! And I was like, what? That's the one move you don't put on at that point. Most everything else is a skill shot, but it's serious. In a world, third-person MOBA, Smite, everything is a skill shot. And you're like, yo, that is so garbage. Oh man.
Goodness. The best thing about what Wolfie said with a reference to the cops showing up is, anybody ever ghost on you? Perfect. My man just went ghost on me. He dipped. Hey, John Quee showed up. I guess he had to ghost real quick.
Oh man.
Didn't want to get caught. That was perfect. He's like, yo, it's perfect. Make him a cop, please. It's perfect. Because he catches crooks and puts them in the back. Like in the back. Like right there.
Busting drunk kids, just putting them in the bag.
Just putting them in the back. This is perfect. But I think your John Quee sound effect is the dumbest thing I've heard today. He actually says something, and you're out here saying like he's struggling to take.
Nah, he just turned into like a Tyrant, like a rhinoceros, I guess. He just makes this big noise.
He's a T-Rex. He's Godzilla for like 3 seconds.
And then he just has like Super Mario Sunshine stuff coming out.
It's the nicest sound effect in the world. Just
it's so annoying.
And every time you just see it chasing you, you're like, God damn it. 200.
Dude, the worst feeling in the world is when you like fearless, sandwich fearless, lawbringer, blink, and you're like, yo, I got away. And then you just see that one ghost. You see it, you're like, no, daddy, no! And then it just kills you. Like, toasted, man. Toasted.
No, I've actually outrun one to the base and healed up at the fountain and lived. Barely.
I gotta give it up. I gotta give that one up. I gotta give that one up.
That's props.
We still lost the game, but I lived.
Something you can live about for another day. Like,
yep.
I did it. It's doable. But I think that's that's all the patch notes we got.
That's the patch.
And I don't think we have time to really community questions. So I'll have to save those for next week. So, Wolfie, good luck in solo lane next weekend.
I'm fine.
You got hell. You still got hell. What is that?
No, there's tons of characters, but not having tier anymore actually makes it easier because I don't have to deal with tier.
Mm-hmm.
Like I picked tier because tier beat everybody. He beat everybody, and so when tier's open, yeah, I'm gonna pick tier every game. But I play everything. Y'all don't see it, but in scrims, I play AD carry solo.
I mean, I've been saying that. So like, I remember last year. I don't know. I know Wolfie's
we didn't even talk about
combo.
Giannis. Who cares?
We didn't know. We're gonna talk about Giannis next. So that's gonna be it for our show. Normally we have a question and answer. We didn't get to that this week. So many things going on in the patch. Plus, our show is actually an hour shorter this week. Usually we run a little longer than this, but for this week it's just about 2 hours. Octane Proski wasn't able to be here, unfortunately, but don't worry, he'll be here next week. We will discuss Janice. We will discuss, I think his first name is Hugh, and we will talk about that all in the future, and it'll be a wonderful time.
It's Giannis. For everybody in the chat who keeps calling him Janice, it's Giannis. Because he says it like that, and he is C3PO, and I got a double kill across the full map on Friday night, and I'm balling. Holla at your girl. Oh, okay, I feel you. You tired over there? You need a nap? You need a nap? You trying to 1v1 so I can just knock you out and put you to sleep, kid?
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. One day you'll be tough like the real New Yorkers in the house. Shouts to Wolfy.
Oh! Alright, we're fighting at the next LAN. For real this time.
Okay.
We didn't fight at PAX because I housed you. I didn't want to mess you up in front of my grandmother. But next time...
Nah, you was afraid Anton, your cat, was going to fight you.
Anton, I didn't want Anton to jump in.
Yeah.
Because, you know, my cat's name is not Anton.
Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for us. My name is F. It's been a pleasure. Fats is right here to that side.
Wolfy, where can they catch you, though?
Oh.
I got you with the plugs. I got
me with the plugs? Alright, that's what's up. You catch it in my stream, twitch.tv/competitive_online, where I stream like all night. Apparently I got drunk yesterday and did all kinds of crazy or you can catch me on Twitter, twitter.com/co_Wolfy.
Fantastic. So go ahead and do that. Follow him. My man tweets some funny stuff, not just your average like, oh, well played to the teams that we fought today. Like, he's mad funny on Twitter. So go ahead and follow my man Wolfy. You can find Fats on Twitter as well. Twitter.com/
Oh, Jesse with the hookup.
What is it? Twitter.com/
Go ahead, do it. Just
X Fats. You can also find him on Twitch. Actually, one of a really solid streamer. Likes to stream like Pokemon and stuff like that. Twitch.tv/XFats. And me, I have a new computer. I'm returning to the whole stream side. You can find me in the morning. Thank you so much, man. It's great to be back. You can find me in the mornings, fresh, bright and early, 7 to 10 a.m. on twitch.tv/TierMonster. We call it first period. Kind of just wake up, talk Smite sports, everything in between. Join me. Drink your coffee while you get ready for work, school, or doing nothing at all. Like Wolfy, just come on, join me at 7. We'll have a lot of fun. Also, my personal stuff, twitch.tv/fswag and twitter.com/f.ny. Thanks for spending your evening with us. For Fats, Wolfy, and not Octane this week, but next week. It's been a lot of fun. This has been Smite Update. We will catch you later.
Nerds.
I hit him with the beauty queen wave.
Ew. That's gross.
Bye.